What's up, everybody? Welcome to another brand new live Outlaw Nation show here on the Outlaw Nation channel. I am the Outlaw John Rocha. How are you doing? How you feeling? How are things going for you on this Tuesday night, Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday morning? Well, I guess it'd be Wednesday morning or Wednesday afternoon, I suppose, if you're watching this later on or in another time zone. Hope you're doing well. If you're on the East Coast, you're about to wind down your day, maybe crawl into bed. Thanks for taking me with you. Maybe you're sitting there with the laptop on your chest in bed trying to doze off. You're like, well, I'll hang out with Rocha for a little bit. I'll hang out with the Outlaw before I pass out. Well, thank you. Sometimes some of you take me into the bathroom. I've heard that. You've taken some of our shows or some of our shows for some of my podcasts into the bath with you as well. While you're taking a bath, just listening along to all the stuff and the shenanigans we get into. So thank you very much for doing that as well. Hope you all are doing well wherever you're at for sure. I got a little bit of a messy desk right now. I got two drinks that are just sweating all over my desk. I don't know why that is. It is cold as hell here, if you can believe it, in San Diego. It's been raining most of the day, and then it just got real cold here tonight. So I got the vest on to keep me warm in this office, because I have to kind of keep the office at a certain temperature to make sure everything doesn't overheat. So that's on purpose. Good to see everybody here in the chat hanging out. Kevin Merton, Travis Earl, Haskell, what's up, dude? Chris Taylor, Justin, what's going down? Zach Woolley, good to see you guys joining me early on here in the night at 7 o'clock PT. We got so much to get into today. We're going to get into tonight. We're going to get into some DC Fandome stuff. Going to get into some Ted Lasso backlash. Going to hear about some of the things that are going on there for Candyman and the accomplishments that they've accrued there. Also going to get into an Ed Asner tribute along the way. Just talk about all, and that new No Time to Die trailer. Woo! I recorded a trailer action for that, which will be up in the morning tomorrow. What a trailer that was. We're going to get into all of that as we go along this evening. I don't have Sean Barreto producing tonight, so it's just going to be me flying solo. So, try to keep it civil in the chat. Have some fun, play around, bust some balls. Just don't go too far. Don't cross the line, because then I'm going to have to block you. And I don't want to block you. That's just how it works. Let me see. I got a text message all of a sudden out of the blue. Who the hell texted me out of the blue? Oh, okay. All right, cool. We're good to go. Anyway, yeah. So lining up an interview for next week for the Geek Buddies, getting some information now live on the show that we might be setting it up, and hopefully it'll come through. We shall see. Remember, as I said, as we go along here, please, this is the tentpole show of the Outlaw Nation channel. So all the support you can send to keep us doing what we're doing here on the channel, I would appreciate. Yes, Streamlabs and SuperChats. Streamlabs right there on the screen. It's also in the description of this chat. In the video. I will pin it to the chat so you can send stuff in. Oh, we already got Chris Taylor saying, with more events like Fandome, will Comic-Con even matter in the next few years? Chris, that's an excellent question. Let me leave it up, actually, and I will answer it for you as soon as I put the address for the Streamlabs in the chat here, so people can send in stuff, send in some support here for the channel overall. Let me see if I can do that here. All right, there we go. For John on the Outlaw Nation show. There we go. All right, I will be putting that in the chat. And actually, you know what? Yeah, there's a there we go. There's a shortcut I can use that I forgot about, that I can just use. God, I have so many windows open, ladies and gentlemen. So many windows. When I'm coming on to do the show, I got to have so many windows open. Cheryl in here, thank you very much, Cheryl, for supporting and being a part of this tonight. I know Sean's not here, so I appreciate it madly. Sending your questions to John on the Outlaw Nation show. Maybe I should put the Outlaw. Yeah, I should put the Outlaw. Well, you can click here. There we go. Click here. I had this squared away before I started the show. Sorry, y'all. It's been a hell of a busy day as it is here in the Outlaw Nation channel lately. All these movies coming out, all these screenings happening, all these reviews to be doing, and so much more going on in my world. So there we go. All right. I think that's correct. So let me pin it to the chat. There we go. All right. Yeah. So, Chris, let me answer your question here. Do I think Comic-Con is going the way of the dodo? Possibly. Yes, I actually do. I think that's very, very possible for sure because, we've spent so much time trying to set that up. I think once the Twilight thing happened, and look, don't come after me, Twihards, but once the Twilight thing happened, I think that was the peak of Comic-Con. As soon as all that and the Harry Potter stuff and people are lining up overnight for hours and days, I think that's where we hit the peak. It just hit the wall where, like, okay, if it can be this popular, why don't we as studios take control of this situation and we can dictate what we want to talk about, what we don't want to talk about, what movies we want to promote. We don't want to be controlled by an outside entity that is Comic-Con. We're going to run it our way. We're going to get our actors to show up, or our directors, our producers, our creators to show up and promote the things they need to promote. We're going to be a full one-stop service, a one-stop shop. Basically, you just show up and everything is there for you. And DC Fandome is free, so you don't even have to pay the exorbitant ticket amounts that you needed to pay to go to Comic-Con. You don't have to pay for the hotel room. You don't have to pay for food. You don't have to sit out there and smell other people's body odor. You don't have to wander the convention floor, especially now, with COVID and now the Delta variant. Do you want to be on a convention floor with people? Look, I'm a fellow nerd. I know you go out on that floor. There's a lot of unwashed masses on that floor who don't really necessarily practice the best care or hygiene for themselves. Some of them, not all. And that's how you come home with that Comic-Con crud. You can come home with Comic-Con COVID, and no one wants to come home with Comic-Con COVID. That's for goddamn sure, for sure. So, all right, yeah. Where's that sweet jacket, Outlaw? Oh, yeah, it's sitting right behind. Oh, you talk about the Shang-Chi jacket? Hold on. A lot of people making fun of the Shang-Chi jacket, but y'all can kiss my ass. Disney sent this to me, so it's pretty cool. There's a Shang. Look, the inside is pretty awesome as well. Look at that design on the inside. Pretty awesome stuff there. Pretty awesome stuff. So I dug it. It's a lot of fun. They sent it to me, and I did a video as a thank you promoting the movie. So why not? It was pretty cool. So I thought it was the right thing to do. But yeah, for sure. There it is. A lot of people commenting because I posted a video today. What did it say? Oh yeah, why you need to see Shang-Chi in the theaters this weekend. So I thought it was a good video. I haven't done a pre-produced video in a very, very, very long time. Spent a lot of time writing that thing, putting it together, and then compiling it, editing, and putting it out there for you all. Hopefully it crosses 1,000 views by the morning. We shall see, step by step, piece by piece, building it up. Yeah, did you guys hear about that fake high school football team that played against IMG Academy? I did. And it was so fun. I saw LeBron making jokes about it as well. Yeah, it was pretty funny, man. Let's see what he's got. They won't give you the 10 rings, though. It's too dangerous. Oh my God. You guys are terrible with these Michael Jackson jokes. Holy shit. You guys are horrible with these Michael Jackson jokes. Yeah, Dalton, you can make fun of the jacket all you want, but I know your bitch ass would wear it in a heartbeat if Disney sent it to you. So there you go. Hey, Maria, good to see you. Thank you so much for stopping in. Appreciate it. Anyway, yeah, we're going to get into DC Fandome stuff. As I said, all kinds of stuff going on here. So please make sure you send in your support for the show through Streamlabs and SuperChats. This, as I said, this is the tentpole show of the channel. So it's important for y'all to support and show your love for what we do here on the Outlaw Nation channel, all the shows that we got here and all the content I'm producing here on the channel as well. So, all right, so let's talk about DC Fandome. They released their 2021 lineup today, along with details about the streaming event. Pretty crazy. It's going to take place Saturday, October 16th. So put that on your calendar. Saturday, October 16th, beginning at 1 p.m., 10 a.m. PT. Perfect. Last time I missed out on this covering it because we were taking a vacation, my girlfriend and I, to see some of our family members for a function. I can't remember if it was it wasn't a wedding, but I can't remember what it was. We were out of town for that function, so I didn't get a chance to cover any. And at the time, I wasn't doing trailer reactions or anything like that. So I'll certainly be on top of doing that this time around. It's going to feature programs for Aquaman, King of Atlantis, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, The Batman, Batman Caped Crusader, Batman Fear State, the Batman Fortnite comic crossover, Bat Wheels, Batwoman, Black Adam, Black Manta, Catwoman, Hunted, DC League of Super Pets, Legends of Tomorrow, Stargirl, DC Superhero Girls, DMZ, Doom Patrol, The Flash, both the film and the television series, Gotham Knights, Harley Quinn, Injustice, an update on the Milestone universe, Naomi, Nubia, and the Amazons, Peacemaker, the John Cena show, Shazam, Fury of the Gods, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, Supergirl, Superman and Lois, Sweet Tooth, which has got a second season already, Teen Titans Go, Titans, Young Justice Phantoms, Wonder Woman Astoria, Wonderful Women of the World, and more, which is insane. There's already so much from what I said, but there's more. You're not going to be able to do all of it, at least in 1 or 2 days. Maybe they'll make the programs available. I don't remember if they made the programs available after Fandome went off the air last year for people to watch or catch up on. But yeah, it'll be streamed at dcfandome.com, and it'll be available on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, and in 12 languages: Arabic, Brazilian, Portuguese, traditional Chinese, English, French, German, Italian, Japanese, Korean, Polish, Russian, and Spanish. Oh, nice. I'll be able to listen to 2 languages. Also, there'll be a kid-friendly DC Kids Fandome in case you want to plop your kid in front of the computer and just walk away for the day. For younger comic book fans, happening at the same time over at DCKidsFandome.com. Also, DC Universe will be releasing more than 300 comics and graphic novels for free to anyone with a DC Fandome registration. So go and register for DC Fandome now so you can have a little fun enjoying what they've got going on there at DC Fandome. So much is there in the trailer. They released like a 48-second trailer, I think it was, for what might be coming, or what's coming rather. And what's weird? They showed the Man of Steel. Am I wrong on this? I feel like they showed Man of Steel. And I'm confused by that because I thought they showed him, and I'm like, why would you show him if he's not actually going to be there? So I found that to be real interesting on so many levels here. I wanted to take a look at it one more time. I'm pretty sure I saw the Man of Steel in the DC Fandome thing, but we saw that it started off with some footage from the Batman. We'll talk about some people who got to see an early screening of the Batman, which apparently is a 3-hour cut. So it's going to be cut from that 3 hours down to a more manageable amount once that gets released out in the theaters. We'll talk about that in a second. Anyway, it starts with the Batman there and those hooligans, those clown hooligans talking to him, and then goes from there to show snippets of all kinds of stuff that will be coming for DC Fandome. Vengeance. And you see the animated Suicide Squad game that's there as well. And let's see. Yeah, see, there's Man of Steel. I wasn't wrong right before the Batman. I know they own the rights to Man of Steel, and I know they own the Man of Steel, obviously, because they created the Man of Steel. But still, to be showing that is such a it's such a trigger for us who love Man of Steel and may not be getting Henry Cavill as Superman. Got a little rock action, and that's basically it. And just letting you know all the different things that they're going to be showing. So I hope you all are ready for that. What are you guys looking forward to seeing? Are you guys looking forward to seeing anything from the DC Fandome experience that wasn't announced or will be announced? Is there anything that's stepping out to you guys overall? Release the Batman cut. Yeah, there you go. I don't know. I mean, I'm telling you, Travis, I saw Man of Steel flying there in the program. So why would they show him if they're not going to have something to say? I get it. It's Superman, but you could show any Superman. Why not show Superman and Lois Superman? Why are you showing Man of Steel? Unless that was Superman, Lois, and Man of Steel. But I'm telling you, that looked like Henry Cavill as Man of Steel. So I don't know. I just feel like that one maybe is, I don't know. Will they have a little game to tell us? Will they have a little something to tell us? I don't know. I'll be interested to see if they do. But yeah, so much that I want to enjoy there for the. But yeah, there's so much for Batman as well. For the Batman, I'm sure they'll have, because Matt Reeves has already finished shooting the film. So I'm sure he's going to have some stuff in the can overall to show to people. So that'll be fun to see a new. It was Superman and Lois. I don't know. I don't know if you're right about that. I don't know. Let's take a look here. I don't know if it was Superman and Lois. You just saying that just to kind of get my goat, get me upset. All right. Hold on. I'm just with an epic new lineup. Oh, it was Superman and Lois. You're right. Wow, it looks like Man of Steel. I'm not wrong, though, am I? I mean, that was one of the things people said about Superman and Lois, is that the aesthetic had a lot of similar vibes to a Man of Steel and Smallville, like a combo of both. So you'll forgive me if I made that mistake. Yeah, guys, please hit that like button and share all the same. We got 58 of you joining us here live. Please send in hit the like button for this show as well. Send in your support, send in your Streamlabs and Super Chats. What do you guys want to talk about? I've had a crazy busy day. I'm a little exhausted. I'm hanging out with you guys for a couple of hours doing the show. I want to talk about all kinds of things, but also I'm open to whatever questions you guys want to talk about. What's on your mind? Send in some Streamlabs, send in some Super Chats to kind of tell me what you guys want to talk about. Show me what questions you want to have answered. And from the world of film, television, politics, it's going crazy out there. Sports, Cam Newton getting cut by the Patriots, Schmodown stuff, a lot of weirdness going on over there. Anything you want to ask me about, I'm open always on these Outlaw Nation shows for sure. And I think next week, I suppose I can announce it a little bit early. Next week, the Outlaw will be hosting the Outlaw Nation show. And I mean the Outlaw, full on the Outlaw, the whole 2 hours of the show next week. He will be here to host the show. So you're going to get the full Outlaw experience on the Outlaw Nation next week. So get ready for that. That's for damn sure. All right, let's see what else we got here. Anything else? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it that's going on from DC Fandome. They haven't announced to anybody who's going to show up. They've just announced what they're going to be talking about, what they're going to be hitting on. So yeah, so we shall see how that's going to turn out. And did you guys enjoy the experience last year? I mean, I thought it was pretty cool to be able to sit there and watch all the stuff. People are so caught up with needing to be in the actual room or needing to be around other people. I'm telling you right now, I enjoy stuff sitting at home. I enjoy watching things, and I have no problem with that. Do I enjoy going to the theater? Do I enjoy, like communal experiences? Sure, I do. But I also enjoy sitting at home and watching stuff. So there's something to be said for both ways of doing things for sure. All right, the 68 of you watching us, make sure you hit that like button. Let's move on to the next topic here. Keep sending in your Streamlabs Super Chats for any questions or any topics you want me to discuss or address or answer. Last week we had a really great conversation about dating. So, whatever's on your mind. Are you struggling with some stuff? Are you in the middle of things that you need some help on? Me and the Outlaw Nation are always here to talk to you. Just send in your Streamlabs Super Chat. See what you want to have us discuss for you. All right, so let's move on to these rumors. Ooh, sorry about that. The Batman, Matt Reeves is the Batman, had a test screen a few days ago. And it said it was 3 hours long. There is no single source to back this up, but there's a lot of online chatter that people are talking about and reporting on. They describe the movie overall as a serious, dark, graphic, and scary film with a strong horror element. People praising Zoe Kravitz for playing Selena Kyle or for her portrayal of Selena Kyle. That's no surprise, though, is it? I mean, has there ever been a bad Catwoman other than Halle Berry? Pretty much every Catwoman has received her praise, right? From Eartha Kitt to Lee Merriweather to Julie Newmar to Michelle Pfeiffer to Anne Hathaway to Zoe Kravitz. So no surprise. It's one of those roles that's really tough to make a mistake on. I think the Halle Berry film was just a mistake from beginning to end. She was just thrown in the pile along with all the other stuff that was wrong with that movie, for sure. Yeah, and then giving some love to Pattinson's Bruce Wayne as well. And apparently they have a bunch of arguments throughout the movie, but they are some reports are describing her as the best Catwoman of all time. And no. And then Paul Dano's Riddler also got an incredible amount of heavy praise, and there's reportedly a shocking twist at the end of the movie. I know that's so general, shocking twist. All right, so very interesting to see here. And apparently there have been plot leaks. We're not going to talk about the plot leaks. I do not want to know about the plot leaks. I don't know anything about that. I don't like to get involved in that. Don't like to ruin things for other people to enjoy. But I think it's so interesting that they're going with the horror element, the horror aspect of the Batman here. Whew, sorry. Yeah, I told you it's late. So the Batman began filming early last year, and the pandemic threw their filming schedule off, of course. But the production has wrapped. So I'm gonna I would have loved to have been in the room for a 3-hour screening of the Batman. I got to get in these rooms somehow. over there at Warner Brothers, or get hooked up with somebody at Warner Brothers. I remember Robert Meyer Burnett used to get into I wonder if he got into that. I didn't want to text him. I didn't want to put him on the spot, but I wonder if he got into this screening, because I know he's been into other ones before. And I think Schnepp used to get into a couple as well, and was sworn to secrecy whenever he'd go to one of these things to see an early cut of any of this stuff. So just interesting things. 3 hours, right? A horror element. So very, very interesting for sure. And you see DC World Telugu took to Twitter to say that said, a quote, "Okay, so apparently the Batman had a test screening yesterday and the reactions have been positive. It is being described as very serious, graphic, and scary, full of shocking moments. Phenomenal performance of Pattinson." Daniel Richtman said that the Batman test screening has audiences screaming and squirming. I hear one scene had people gasping. The DC Syndicate, they said that Batman has had a 3-hour-long test screening. People claim to have given incredible reviews, claiming this is the best DC movie ever. Let's see. And the Stack shared that the Batman had a test screening. The reviews say it's one of the best superhero films since the Nolan trilogy. The movie is a straight horror movie. Paul Dano is terrifying. Pattinson kills it as Batman Bruce Wayne. The cut that was shown was 3 hours. So this is coming out on March 4th, 2022. So that's not that far away, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we got September, October, November, December, January, February, March. So what, 8 months? That's not that far. September, right? October, November, December. Oh, January, February, March. Yeah, 7 months. I'm sorry, 7 months. So wow, pretty incredible. 7 months away from that film coming out, and these are the reports that we're getting. We're not going to get a 3-hour horror film as the Batman. That just won't happen. But I'm so envious of the people that got in to see this cut. I wonder if it was a finished cut with special effects or not, or if it was pretty much, told ahead of time, hey, don't judge it for the special effects or whatever. So we shall see. The math checks out. Thank you. I appreciate this guy. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, I like the idea of a 3-hour Batman cut, but that's just me. I'm a glutton for punch. I like a 4-hour Suicide Squad, a 6-hour Suicide Squad. So, I mean, I'm sorry, 6-hour Snyder's cut. So, I got no problem with that. If it had gone 6 hours, I'd been just fine. But yeah. So I'm curious. I'm very, very curious to see what we're going to get. But I like the fact that it's a horror film. I like that they're focusing on that, taking a chance to expand the brand of Batman, leaning in to it, possibly R-rated. I don't know if it's going to be PG-13 or R-rated by the time they finish the cut. I imagine they're aiming for a PG-13 to get as much money as possible, but still, would pretty gutsy to get an R-rated film. I mean, Joker made over $1 billion, so I feel like an R-rated Batman film would make $1 billion in its sleep. So I'm just saying. Let's see. Yeah, and there's supposedly a detective story and all that happening with this thing as well. So I'm curious, very, very curious about where we're going to go with the Batman and what it's going to look like. What kind of performance we're going to get from Robert Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz, whatever. Paul Dano, what have you. Colin Farrell, number of great actors in this cast. And of course, Matt Reeves did a fantastic job on those last two Planet of the Apes movies. So curious to see what we're going to get there as well. Yeah, maybe the Batman more like 7, says Joseph Ashley. Yeah, it certainly looked that way from that trailer we had the other day. So, or a few weeks ago. Certainly feels like that's got that vibe that they're going for. I can't tell time anymore. I'll be honest. We're in one big loop of COVID. So I have no idea if it's weeks, months, years. I don't know. It's nuts. Okay, let's see here. No Streamlabs and Super Chats yet. Please send in your support for the show, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you hit that like button as well as we go along talking about all these subjects. I would appreciate it madly. Let's see if there's anything more to talk about with that one. No. Yeah. Oh, and don't forget John Turturro is in this as Carmine Falcone. Oh, then Alfred Pennyworth as Andy Serkis is playing Alfred. Also Jeffrey Wright playing Jim Gordon. Barry Keoghan playing Stanley Merkel, and Gil Colson playing Peter Sarsgaard. So yeah, interesting stuff for sure. So we shall see once we get close to that. I wonder when they'll release a trailer. 7 months away. I wonder when they're going to release a trailer for that film. Very curious. Very, very curious. Simon Section says a 3-hour Batman movie. He's Batman, not Gandhi. Hey. Okay. All right. I don't know. Depends on the scope of the film, right? I mean, Gandhi was 3 hours because you went from him having hair and being a young lawyer to him being an old man and getting assassinated as a bald guru. So, you just never know. Just never know how long you're going to go with that for sure. All right, let's see what else we got going on here in the world of entertainment that I was going to talk to you guys about. Oh, yeah. Did you guys see the James Bond trailer, the new James Bond trailer? That looked excellent. Had a really great time doing a trailer reaction for that one. Woo! There's a lot of intrigue going on for that Bond trailer. I mean, am I crazy to be a little concerned that we're not seeing Rami Malek on the screen that much in these trailers? Like we're hearing his voice, one or two sentences, but I feel like we've gotten more Blofeld than we've gotten Rami Malek's character in these last two trailers combined. So I'm a little curious about that. Of course, the mystery is going to center on Madeline Swan. I can't remember the actor. I swear I always forget that. Leah Seydoux. I always forget her name, for the God's sakes. But yeah, I mean, how interesting. Where is this going to lead to? I got Shades of The World Is Not Enough. Did anybody else get Shades of The World Is Not Enough? A young girl possibly in love with a disfigured man. It seems like this is her. Could this be her brother? Is this her brother? Is that who Rami Malek is playing? Or is this a former lover of hers? Or someone she does love, didn't know was dead, or didn't know was alive, was dead, now he's back. I mean, writing the Forgive Me thing, if you've seen the trailer, what does that mean? So a lot of questions for me as I watched that trailer, but I really enjoyed seeing Christoph Waltz get another shot at playing Blofeld, because I do like Spectre. I know a lot of people don't like Spectre. I defend Spectre, but it's nice to see him getting a chance to play Blofeld again. I mean, I'm curious to see what we're going to get from him for sure. Yeah, I have played. JMB wants to know if I've played any of the Arkham Batman games. Yes, I have played a number of the Arkham Batman games with my friends back when I lived in LA. We'd sit around and play every once in a while for a couple hours for sure. Speaking of which, I want to apologize to everybody who's following me or subscribing to me on Twitch. I have not been doing some play-alongs, and I need to be doing some play-alongs. I apologize, gang. I mean, doing these trailer reactions, doing these reviews, doing these other videos, doing these live shows, and doing my podcasts, which I sometimes forget to mention how many hours of my week sometimes those podcasts can take up. Certainly with Top 10, we're doing 4 hours every Thursday. With Cinephiles, it's probably 2 to 3 hours every time we record. So it's extra time added on, plus the movies I'm watching to kind of be able to do reviews or interviews I'm doing. So it's a lot. So I got to carve out some time to do these, to do play alongs on Twitch, to do watch alongs on Twitch as well. I mean, I was watching a little bit of Matrix Revolutions today, just for shits and giggles before I came on to do the show. And I was like, oh man, is this on Amazon Prime? I wouldn't mind doing a watch along of that film. So yeah, it would be kind of fun. DeMarco says, we all know you're super busy, Rocha. Yeah, no, I know, but I don't want to, upset people who've been following me on Twitch. And I've seen the Patreon go down a little bit, and maybe it's because, I'm not being more consistent with things. So yeah, it's just, I'm one man doing everything, ladies and gentlemen. There's only so much I can do. I can't pay people to edit my videos. I can't pay people to create logos, create thumbnails, put in descriptions, upload video, edit my videos. I can't do that. I have to do it all myself. I'm a one-stop shop. That's just the game that I'm in right now and the level that I'm in right now. And hopefully we're almost going to cross 17,900 subscribers. I think we're 2 or 3 subscribers away. So we shall see once we cross 18,000. I got to get to 20,000. That's really the big number there we want to get to, is 20,000 subscribers. That buys us a little more cachet for reviews, for interviews, for guests, what have you. So it looks good for the channel overall. So I'm trying to build towards that moment and maybe hopefully line up some sponsorships. And then at that point, maybe I'll have a little bit of extra cash to be paying somebody to edit the videos. And I could do more videos, because if I didn't have to edit the videos, which is literally 2 to 3 hours per video, except for the trailer reactions, those are a little bit quicker, but usually it's 2 to 3 hours per video. I think I'd be able to produce more video content, and more like video content about a subject as opposed to just reviews or trailer reactions. So, which is really what I want to get to when I get an idea of doing one. So, let's see. Okay. Simon Section says, do you believe the rumors that James Bond might die or become a father in No Time to Die? Ooh, yeah. It's a good question. Do I believe rumors that James Bond might die? No, I don't think James Bond would. I don't think they'd kill off James Bond. It just goes off into the sunset. But in the new trailer, he does say, I met your new 00. He's talking about Lashana Lynch. She looks badass, which lets you see how restrained she was in Captain Marvel. Let her be a badass, for God's sakes. That's what she's built to do. So it looked pretty cool. The plane situations looked all, I mean, like that whole sequence with the plane was just wow inducing for sure. So great to see Lashana Lynch there doing her thing. But yeah, no, I don't think she'll become a father. I didn't hear that rumor. So I mean, maybe. We've never had a James Bond father, so maybe. But if he does, he moves on, right? Because he's being replaced anyway. So why not move on with a kid? Little James Bond Jr. running around. I'm all about it. I'm all abouty, as the kids used to say way back when I was in high school. Mom Atkinson, word, Rocha, you're the hardest working man I know, and you have a relationship. God bless you, bro. That's true. It's true. Blue Team says, I think Strong Style might do well on Twitch. Well, I mean, we're crossing 1,200, 18. We almost crossed 2,000 on the CM Punk episode last week. I know for some of you, 2,000 is not that much, but for me, that's good for that wrestling show. It hasn't, blown up the internet, or we haven't gotten 10 and 20,000. I mean, I'd like to get it higher, of course. Maybe putting it on Twitch, maybe not a bad idea if we can figure out a way for us to go undo it on Twitch. That's possible. I'm cool with that. How do we do that? Do we stream from Twitch to YouTube, or do we just put it on Twitch and people go to Twitch to watch it? I'm always confused about all that. Cheryl is the one with the knowledge of Twitch. She's a Twitch knowledge queen. I am not, so she can help me out with that as well. Also, we want to kind of move the stereo show to YouTube, and I'm wondering how we can do that. Can we record the stereo show live and have it streamed to YouTube? I'm wondering, so you can see our faces. It's our way of not having the Lady Outlaw on camera. She doesn't like being on camera. So maybe our way of negotiating that is being able to stream the actual movement of our faces on that stereo animation. And that way everybody's able to listen to the show at their own pace. I can put it on the Outlaw Nation podcast feed or create a separate podcast feed. That's a possibility as well. So just kicking around some ideas for sure. So yeah, it's Calvin, what's up, bud? He says, I think you can. Look at that picture, Calvin. Calvin, how old are you when that picture was taken? Come on, Calvin. Come on, Calvin. How old are you when that picture was taken? Oh, really? You can capture your likeness with different apps. Tushka has all this information and he just stores it in his pocket. He doesn't tell me this shit unless it comes up. He doesn't send me emails, give me a heads up about all the stuff that's going on with world technology. He's just kind of, when he needs to know. I'm on a need to know basis with Tushka. Until I mention it, Tushka is not going to tell me or let me know about these things that are possible. So, it's a weird relationship we have. That's for sure. It's a weird relationship we have for sure. Oh, here we go. Stream to Twitch live, then put the video VOD on YouTube. VOD, what's VOD? That's video on demand, isn't it? Video on demand, then put the VOD. Stream to Twitch live from YouTube, or stream on Twitch live, then put the VOD on YouTube. Calvin, don't worry about all that was in that picture. I love it, Calvin. Thank you, Calvin. Oh, Justin Toner sent in a couple of Streamlabs. Come on, people, send in some Streamlabs. Send in some support tonight, please. Justin Toner says, hi, John. Doing good tonight with going from watching NXT to watching you. Thank you. Did you see Criterion Collection announced that Uncut Gems has been pushed to November due to getting a 4K release along Citizen Kane and company? Happy they're all on 4K. Yeah, absolutely. I did see that, Just. I got the email from the Criterion publicist there letting me know about that. Really cool cover, too, I don't know if you've seen the cover, but the cover for Uncut Gems looks pretty awesome. So yeah, no surprise that they moved it to there. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to hopefully I can get a copy of the Citizen Kane. I got to reach out, shake that tree a little bit so I can review it. Justin Toner says, I bought some Blu-rays coming to me this week. I got on sale. I got When Harry Met Sally. Nice. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Wildcats. Yeah. Shakedown with Peter Weller. And I know that one, Shakedown with Peter Weller. 2 reasons. His co-star is Sam Elliott. The film's climax is Sam Elliott climbing the wheels of a plane as it's trying to take off. I remember that distinctly. And the Bob Seger song, which is still on my cardio mix. Shake down, break down, everybody walks into the crowded light. Yeah, I know that song. That's a great cardio song. It's a great running or biking song for sure. Man, the 80s were great for that shit, weren't they? The 80s had fantastic workout music on the soundtracks. The 90s, 2000s, 2010s, the 80s were great. Even movies that weren't that great could create fantastic songs for their soundtrack. I'm taking my Apple Watch off. It's a little tight here. Secret of My Success, one of my closet favorite films. I'm going to tell you this right now. I've seen Secret of My Success more than I've seen Back to the Future. That's no lie. That's no lie. I just love Secret of My Success. I just love it. It's got a great message. Sweet score from David Foster, Mr. Catherine McPhee, and a great song, Secret of My Success, which is a fantastic song from Night Ranger. The secret of my success is I'm living 24 hours a day. Then you have Pat Benatar has that song, Good Guys. The Good Guys Finish. Sometimes Good Guys Finish First, which is a good workout song. Remember Invincible? Pat Benatar did that song, and that's from that movie with Helen Slater. Great stuff. Also, Quicksilver, the Kevin Bacon bicycle movie. Quicksilver from Roger Daltrey was the best song he ever produced as a solo artist. I don't give a fuck who says anything about anything else he did. That song from Roger Daltrey is badass. When I'm on my bike and that song comes on, I'm pedaling 2 to 3 times faster than I was pedaling before. Also, One Sunny Day is a fantastic song on that soundtrack as well. One Sunday, Ray Parker Jr. and I think it's one of the women from the Weather Girls. I'm not sure. And that is a fantastic song as well in terms of cardio workout. And then you've got good movies with great soundtracks from the 80s. Let's start going down this path. This is a fun conversation. Let's start going down this. Rocky IV, almost the entire album or CD or cassette or MP3s, whatever you do, whatever you collect as, almost every song is a damn good workout song. Even Double or Nothing, which is the Gladys Knight, Kenny Loggins duet. That's a good like stretch out song or come down song from the workout before you hit the last part of your workout, like a little breather. You know, you listen to Double or Nothing, and then boom, you're back at it. War, Vince DiCola, bum 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 bum. You got John Cafferty, right? Hearts on Fire, right? That's great stuff. Survivor has a good song on there as well. So you know, there's so many great workout songs in the 80s. I wish I could do. I was thinking this. I was talking about this with my girlfriend the other day. I wish I could do a show where I could just like talk about music videos and like play them. But, you know, on YouTube, you can't play more than 6 seconds or they ding you. So maybe if I can figure out a way to do the show so that you can only play 6 seconds of the music video at certain times, I can talk about why these music videos are awesome. I collect music videos. I think I have like 575 music videos on my hard drive. I'm just a massive fan of music videos. You know, Joseph Scrimshaw used to have a show called Obsessed. And we were trying to line me up a few, maybe a year or two ago, and we couldn't quite make it work with the schedules. But music videos are something that I'm obsessive about, absolutely obsessive about. And they don't make them as well as they used to. They don't put a lot of money. Well, I gotta say this correct. They do put money into the music videos nowadays, but they don't make them as distinct as they used to make them. And what I've really enjoyed about YouTube recently is YouTube has started up-resing music videos. Like people are out there up-resing music videos to 4K. You can watch Last Christmas, the Wham music video from the 80s in 4K. There's all the Spice Girls stuff is in 4K. That's 90s, I suppose. But like Aha is in 4K. Michael Jackson stuff is in 4K. You can watch these videos really cleaned up, and it's a great way to appreciate the artistry, the technical expertise, the performances, and just the editing and directing of these music videos overall. And that's where a lot of the directors we appreciate and respect and know by name made their bones in music videos back in the 80s and 90s. That's what you did, so just letting you know. That's something that's pretty cool, at least something cool that I thought. Let's see. Justin Toner back again saying, John, with the passing, John, with the passing of Sonny Chiba and Ed Asner in the last week, what are some films and or TV stuff you recommend people check out they did that you enjoyed? Well, Sonny Chiba, the whole Street Fighter series, absolutely. Any of his samurai stuff that you can get your hands on here. Let me bring up some of these because I sometimes I have to be reminded of them. I don't want to miss any of the names here. But Sonny Chiba, if you haven't, you can love Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan and all that, but Sonny Chiba was like, if you couldn't get your hands on Toshiro Mifune, you got your hands on Sonny Chiba. That's how awesome he was. And definitely during the 70s and the 80s, man, he made some pretty insane movies that are worth a watch for you to get into. Sister Street Fighter, The Street Fighters 1974, Sister Street Fighters 1974 as well. And remember, in True Romance, that when Christian Slater starts talking, I think he is, about Sonny Chiba, or is it Patricia Arquette? It's pretty awesome. And I couldn't believe Tarantino won me over from, I do have issues with Tarantino nowadays, but like back then he won me over with the kind of stuff that he was talking about and the movies that he was putting into his screenplays that people were saying on screen, because I was like, yeah, man, all us video store nerds were so happy to see him mention those films. Bullet Train is fantastic. The Killing Machine. Where is the one that I was thinking of? Man, did they get, sometimes they change the names on these, so I forget. Samurai Reincarnation, that's the one. The Bushido Blade and Samurai Reincarnation back to back are pretty cool. I would definitely recommend those. Also, I saw a trailer the other day for this remastered, what is it? What is this film? It's a you guys know this film? It's a Japanese and Chinese, the best Japanese samurai fighter versus the best Chinese fighter, and they meet at the end of the movie. And apparently it's this tournament that goes on every few years. I think it was the basis for Mortal Kombat, and they're coming out with a remastered version of it. And in the film, the Japanese, I think, are sending spies to wipe out all the best Chinese fighters. The other Chinese fighters that are jealous of those Chinese fighters, I think, we're helping the Japanese. So the main Chinese fighter, he resists all overtures to cheat or to be nefarious. And the Japanese fighter wants to face him, and he also resists all that kind of stuff until they face each other. Then the Chinese fighter doesn't want to fight him. So the Japanese, out of respect, he doesn't want to fight him. So the Japanese fighter does something pretty brutal in order to force the Chinese fighter's hand. And they have this awesome fight sequence on the cliffs by the sea. So they just released it a few weeks ago. They released a trailer for that one. I can't remember what the name of that one was. I wish I could remember what the name of that one was. If any of you remember that one, let me know. Yeah, there. Justin Toner says, and Sonny Chiba definitely was in Kill Bill. Yeah, Hattori. Hattori Hanzo. Yeah, he made the sword for sure. Is Rocha doing a Batman? Yeah, I'm doing a Batman cosplay right now. Yeah. Where are the drugs? Where are the drugs? No, what was the name of that one? Damn it. I wish I could remember. Do they have a list where you've watched certain videos? Like do they have a playlist of the videos you've watched? That's what I'd like to see. It's like watch again or something like that. Don't they have is it your movie history? Here we go. History. Maybe it's here amongst my history of trailers. Oh man, have I watched a lot of stuff? Wow. Where is it? I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find you, you little shit. Oh man, yeah. Wow, look, it's so weird to walk back through your own wormholes, isn't it? Like you're like, why was I looking at that? What was that all about? Let's see. Yeah, a little Boston Common. I went into a wormhole of Boston Common stuff because I found that they have the first 2 seasons on YouTube. Ooh, where is this movie? Oh yeah, the trailer for The Guilty, the Jake Gyllenhaal one. Oh man, sorry guys, keep you on the line here, but I can't seem to find. I'm going backwards through some of my history here. Yeah, Hugh Jackman stuff. Damn it, where is this fucking trailer? I'm going all the way back to Friday, and I still haven't found this trailer. Where is this damn trailer? The new Kingsman trailer. Have you guys seen that? That looks effing awesome. Let's see the Pearl Jam stuff. The teaser for 1899. Have you guys seen that teaser from the creators of Dark? That looks awesome. Damn, I can't find it. Where the hell is it? I can't believe I can't find it. Apparently, every single video I've clicked on except that video comes up. Oh, yeah, the North Water. That looks awesome. Colin Farrell, Jack O'Connell. That looks intense, man. So if you guys haven't seen that trailer, take a look at that trailer for sure. Let's see. Come From Away. Nah, man, I don't know where it is. The Midnight Suns trailer, which looked pretty awesome. Yeah, no, I don't see it. I wish I could find it. Oh, well, I guess I'm just going to have to give up here. I can't go all the way back to my shit. Yeah, I don't know where it is. Maybe I passed over it, and I don't want to go back and try to find it now. But, yeah, it was a pretty awesome trailer, and I'm sad I can't find it now. I don't remember where it was or where I looked at it because it looks pretty awesome. All right. Is that it? Oh, I saw the Black Myth Wukong a gameplay trailer. Have you guys seen that? The 12 minutes and 45 seconds of that? Whoo! I was sucked into that one. It looked pretty awesome. So if you haven't watched that, the 12 minutes and 45 seconds of that trailer, Lord God Almighty, help yourself to that one because it looks pretty damn awesome. Yeah. All right. I'm just going to give up here because I don't think I can find it now. Yeah, this is like 2 weeks ago. So, oh well. Maybe somebody in the chat. Did anybody in the chat suggest it by any chance? Anybody in the chat get it? I'll look for keywords in your history, Tushka. I'll tell you that right now. I'll look for your keywords. Sure you didn't dream this, Rocha? No, it's not Shaolin versus Ninja. Swear to me. Where are the drugs? I thought Justin Toner would know because Justin's into that nerdy stuff, nerdy samurai martial arts stuff. I thought for sure he'd know, but it doesn't look like he does. So if any of you know of this movie, if you're watching right now, if you're listening right now, you know this movie, Best Japanese Fighter. You know, I'm just gonna type that in. How about in Google, Best Japanese Fighter versus Best Chinese Fighter movie. There it is. Help me, Google. Help me, Google. Duel to the Death. Boom! That's the one. 1983, ladies and gentlemen. Do you think they'd ding me if I played the trailer? Do you think they'd ding me if I played the trailer? I don't know. Do you think they'd catch it? Do you think there's enough followers that they'd be like, yo, man, think they'd put a strike on me? What if we watch like 6 seconds at a time? Huh? What if we watched 6 seconds at a time? Would that be good? Would we get in trouble for that? Yeah, Duel to the Death. Where is it? I know I watched one of these. Because it's coming out, I think, in 4K or HD. And I don't know why. Am I annoying you guys? Am I irritating you guys? I apologize if I'm irritating you guys. Oh, here it goes. Duel to the Death restored U.S. trailer. Come on. I'm going to get in trouble. I'm probably going to get in trouble, but I'm going to watch it 6 seconds. Oh, yeah. Got to share the audio. 6 seconds at a time. I'm pause it 6 seconds at a time. All right. There it is. We're going to do full screen. This is Duel to the Death. Let's see what they got here in the description. Duel to the Death, Eureka Classics, a 1080p presentation on Blu-ray from a new 2K restoration. Every 10 years, a duel is held between the finest Japanese and Chinese martial artists to determine whose swordsmanship is superior during the Ming Dynasty. As the next duel approaches, the chosen candidates are caught in the middle of a battle between ninjas and Shaolin monks. Only a duel to the death will settle the country's conflicts and stop the bloodshed. This is from director Ching Su Tong. I hope I get that right. Apparently, he directed a Chinese ghost story. He also directed Sui Hark's The Swordsman Saga. So apparently, it's filled with dazzling visuals, astonishing martial arts choreography, also by the director, and Zhang Yimou's acclaimed wushu triptych type of flying. Duel to the Death comes to Blu-ray for the first time in the UK from a brand new 2K restoration. All right, let's see. Let's start the first 6 seconds. See if I can get away with it. Just keep pausing it every 6 seconds.
Ming Dynasty.
Yeah.
Circa 1400 AD.
All right, circa 1400 AD. That's what we got. Some little birds flying around. All right. Now, what do I do? I have to get out of it and come back into it every time? What do you think I have to do to avoid the strike? What do you think I should do? The Outlaw Googles again. You know what? Kiss my ass. Cheryl, 85 people watching John trying to find things on YouTube. You know, if they like you, they like you. You know what I'm saying, Cheryl? Let's see. Let's move forward in the trailer. Okay. It's the time of legends. Look at that
so
shit.
It was that the two great empires of the East were deadlocked in an ancient Cold War.
Yeah, they're deadlocked in an ancient Cold War. They're deadlocked in an ancient Cold War. I want to do the voiceover for these films, man. I think. Oh wait, I'm gonna take my banner down so you guys can get the full effect. Yeah, there you go, the full effect of seeing this. Wait, where's my background? Boom, there we go. All right. Let's see. Let's cut ahead to where we can get to a little bit of little badassery. What do we think here? No. Let's see. There's conscripts. Okay. There's a empty. Oh yeah, always the empty bridge scene. Come on.
The largest of China would be chosen.
Look at that.
And sent forth to face the mightiest warrior in all Japan.
You know what I'm saying? That's like Tushka's fever dream to have this kind of moment on the cliffs. Oh, come on. Look at that. That is beautiful. What's all that writing on the robe? What do you think it says? Eat it, Joe's? What do you think it says there? What do you think it says around the robe? I want to see what it says. That looks pretty badass. I dig it, man. Yeah, all right, so we got ourselves a little blade action. Yeah. Hattori Hanzo. No, I'm just joking. That's not Hattori Hanzo sword. All right. We got a little fly. We got a little fly.
Oh! Each proclaimed invincible in their own land. Each sworn to kill or to die for the honor of their nation.
Oh, that looks like real blood to me. I will take no complaints about the real blood. That looks like real blood to me. That's absolute. It's all the female warriors then get. Oh, you know what? Tushka, you're such a dick. Tushka, you're such a dick. You're such a dick. Oh, such a dick. Terrible, man. Let me see. Okay, let's see. Here we go. We got the. Oh, it's got. Wait. Oh, they pay her out of the five stars. Get it, Chinese stars. Oh, throwing stars. Is that what a Chinese stars? Throwing stars. Okay, Swash Tale of Adventure. Damien Lau. Oh, here we go. Look at that. Oh, see, there's a female warrior, Tushka. Flora Chung. Flora Chung is in this, Tushka. What are you talking about? Don't be hating.
Flora Chiang.
Chiang, sorry. Look at her handling business. And then who was the other guy? Oh, I can't. Sui Siu Kyung. I hope I'm saying that right. If I'm saying that wrong, please correct me, somebody. Oh yeah, I look that way sometimes. I'll tell you. Back in the old days, when I used to care about the. Never mind, I'm not going to say that. Anyway, look at this. They're flying. Oh, flying ninjas. That does not look like a doll at all. That doesn't look like miniatures at all. Looks pretty badass. Duel to the death. Let's get a last image here before I get in trouble.
At the end of each path lies death. But destiny is not written.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. At the end of each path lies death, but destiny is not written. Are you kidding me with that? It looks so badass. It looks so badass. I got to get this thing. It's only available in 2K though, which is probably the best they could do with some of the technology from back then. Let's see here. Let's get back to some of these Streamlabs. Oh wait, let's get some. What are you commenting on? Who said I must? Dustin Toner says I must own this. Yeah. If you like war movies and we should buy the 2-part Blu-ray. What is he talking about? Which one's the Blu-ray part 2-part Blu-ray on Amazon? Prime has the US version for rent. What? Game of Death? Don't joke around. Oh, what he's talking about. I love the trailer of John Woo's. Oh, Red Cliff. Right. Oh, I'll totally watch a 4-hour, 20-minute of Red Cliff. Hell yeah. This movie is known for having filmed a stuntman getting his arm chopped off. Horrible accident. Made it to the final cut, but later edited out. What? This movie? Shut the fuck up. That's awesome. Game of Death indeed. My arm. Wow. Chris Taylor says, I want to watch this movie while hot. Well, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Joseph Ashley saying, yeah, do it to this. Yes, I want this. Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm just letting you know. All right. Since I was referencing Natalie Portman's dress in the Oscars, I don't know what that means. It looks better than Mortal Kombat. I'm going to keep that to myself. Yeah, just a flesh wound. Cut my arm off, just a flesh wound. All right. Let's see here. We got some Streamlabs that came through. So thanks for that. Letting me go on that little bit of a tangent there. Tushka says, oh yeah, Fred Asner as well. What can I tell you? Mary Tyler Moore, Lou Grant, certainly what he did. You know what? Let's take a look real quick with Ed Asner. Yeah, here we go. Cheryl Rocha, the Outlaw, looking things up again. Let's see if there are films that I can recommend for you for Ed Asner. Of course, Up. Duh. That's not a difficult one to recommend for you all for sure. Let's see here. Oh, he's voicing. Oh, he's the voice of Carl for Dog Days. Oh man, now I gotta watch those. Oh, that's right. He was in Cobra Kai. He was that mean. He's the mean dad, right? Or stepdad of Johnny. That's right. I forgot about that. He's an American Dad. Dead to Me. This is me looking stuff up again, Cheryl. You like this? I'm doing it, Cheryl. Oh, yeah. Look at this. Oh, so much work. This is just the 2000s. This man worked and worked and worked and worked, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what to tell you. Look at all these things that he's in. My God. I'm not even out of the 2000s. I'm just barely to 2005. He was apparently on Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip. He was the voice of Office Bar in the Spider-Man animated series. Johnny Bravo. He was Granny Goodness in Superman, the animated series. A lot of people referenced that when they were saying their thoughts to him. J. Jonah Jameson in the 90s Spider-Man animated series. He was Sergeant Mike Cosgrove in Freakazoid. He was in Gargoyles as Burbank/Hudson. Even in Star Wars, the original radio drama, he played Jabba the Hutt. He voiced Jabba the Hutt. He was also Hudson in Gargoyles. Hoggish Greedily. So, and he was Roland Daggett in Batman the Animated Series. Wow. A lot of stuff. Oh, I remember the Bronx Zoo. He was I remember him, that TV series, The Bronx Zoo. He was the principal in the Bronx Zoo. Yeah, Luke Grant, Mary Tyler. So there you go. There's your Ed Asner walk down memory lane for you. And shout out to him, 91 years old, man. Tough loss when the great ones go. That's for sure. And he's a man that I we did a short on him, Steve Morris and I, for the Cinephiles. Will probably coming up sometime later this week. Just a little snippet. I just talked about how he was a guy who was very active politically throughout his career, throughout his life. And when I was growing up, he's a guy I knew about. And he was a guy who's, whenever he said something was important or something that he was protesting something or trying to make people aware of something, I always listened and paid attention and went to go investigate that issue. Him and Martin Sheen were the two guys that through my 80s and 90s, as I was becoming more aware of being politically inclined, they were guys that really kind of steered me towards certain subject matters, certain issues, and certain approaches and points of view. So I appreciate that for sure. All right. Tushka says, I am so excited for the Batman. Ever since I saw the first location photos and the teaser, I was completely perplexed by the Penguin reveal in the trailer. How do you think the Patriots will be this year now that Bill Belichick is playing the Penguin? Wow. Now you have to excuse Tushka. He's a little bitter that his boy toy got his butt handed to him by an old man. He doesn't like that. He didn't like seeing Patrick Mahomes run around the field, unable to escape that Tampa Bay defense, and watching his pretty face get all mushed up. So now he's coming after Bill Belichick, which I think is ironic. Shouldn't he be going after Tom Brady? But no, he wants to go after Bill Belichick. Here's what I think. I mean, if they cut Cam Newton and Mac Jones is their number one guy, they must have a lot of faith in Mac Jones. And certainly Belichick does. He's not known for starting rookies. I mean, what happened with Bledsoe going down and Tom Brady stepping in, that was just, coincidence. So he's not really known for being a fan of starting rookies. So we shall see how this works. They're going to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So that'll be very interesting for sure. But yeah, I look forward to it. Feel bad for Cam Newton, but he got $5 million out of the deal. So he won't get 13. But where is he going to end up? I don't know. Apparently the Cowboys have been kicking the tires on him and seeing if maybe they might bring him in to be a backup to Dak Prescott, who of course has that shoulder injury all preseason. But I don't know. I don't see the logic in Cam Newton, who is not vaccinated, with all these stringent COVID-19 vaccination issues going on in the NFL. Even Urban Meyer came out today and said his final cuts were very dictated by vaccination, by whether those players were vaccinated or not. So the NFL coaches are taking this seriously. Some of the players who are not getting vaccinated, they are risking screwing their teams over. So this is going to be very, very interesting as the season goes on. And those have been so adamant about not getting vaccinated, I wonder if they will be just as adamant by the end of the season. I mean, this could be like a soap party. If you guys remember Full Metal Jacket, they may set up a situation where they run a soap party on Cole Beasley up there in Buffalo, man. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised, especially if he costs them a game. If a unvaccinated player costs a team a playoff berth, whoo, man. Whew. That's going to be rough. I'm just telling you, that's going to be rough. All right. Doug Developer, what's up, man? Good to see you, my man. Always good to see you. He said, speaking of 1987's soundtracks, which do you prefer? The Oscar-winning I've Had the Time of My Life from Dirty Dancing, or the Oscar-nominated Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now from Starship from the film Mannequin? The latter is so cheesy, but I rock out to it when it comes on the radio. Look, we are a house divided here in this house. My girlfriend would obviously go with I've Had the Time of My Life. She loves Dirty Dancing. I have somehow managed to avoid seeing that movie to this day. I've never seen Dirty Dancing. And I'm not giving anything away because you know what? I'm not competing in the Schmodown in the tag teams tournament. So it's fine. You can write that down and throw that piece of paper away. Nothing's going to stop us now. Mannequin, I have seen, and I love Mannequin. And I do like that song. And if I have a choice between Nothing's Going to Stop Us Now and I've Had the Time of My Life, as much as I enjoy Bill Medley, and I enjoy Bill Medley, I got to go with Starship. Nothing's Going to Stop Us Now is a great romantic song. I like it. That being said, though, that I've Had the Time of My Life, I mean, there's that like that kind of like build up, beat in the song. That's pretty awesome. Not going to deny. It's probably a technically better song in terms of the musicianship over Nothing's Going to Stop Us Now. But I still would prefer to listen to Nothing's Going to Stop Us Now before I've Had the Time of My Life. I'll tell you another great 80s song soundtrack song from Bill Medley is on the soundtrack for Major League. A lot of you have watched Major League. You tell me Major League is one of your favorite films. Do you remember the song that Bill Medley sings that is the love theme of Major League? Woke up one day, what did I find? Holes in my pockets. Something on my mind. I can't remember what it was. Memories on my mind, I think is what he says. Anyway, when Kay Cannon was on the Cinephiles, and by the way, Cinderella comes out this weekend. Go watch that on Amazon Prime. We were doing A League of Their Own. Well, we both discovered that we were massive fans of Major League and massive fans of that song. So there was a moment where we sang it together, which was a lot of fun. So pretty cool. Just letting you know that's out there. So that's my answer to you, Doug Developer. Let's see. We got a couple of super chats that have come through. Let me bring them up real quick. How many of you all watching us right now? 77, 79. All right. Please make sure you hit a like on this. If you haven't hit a like on this, I'd appreciate it. Let's see here. Let me go all the way back up. I think there was one more. Was there? No. All right. Let's see. Simon Section says, Outlaw, have you seen or are familiar with the 70s martial arts classic TV show Monkey Magic? It was popular back in the day in the UK. No, I do not know this show. Monkey Magic, really? The only monkey show I know growing up was Lancelot Link, Secret Chimp. That's the one I know. You guys know that? Can you guys sing that theme song? Lancelot Link, Secret Chimp. Is that what it's Secret? Isn't that what it is? I forget the Secret Chimp. There you go. No, I don't know that one. So it's very interesting. I wish I knew that one. Simon Sectional says, when I first saw the poster for Secret of My Success, I honestly thought it was a Michael J. Fox autobiography, so I missed watching it. No, it's actually a damn good movie. He kind of ends up with Helen Slater. Richard Jordan plays the evil uncle. Margaret Whitmore from Major League plays his aunt who seduces him. Yes, aunt that seduces him. Yes, you heard me right. Who else is in this film? Is it John Pankow? Is that his name from Mad About You and that Monkey Shines horror film? And I'm trying to think if there's anybody else. No, I think that's it, but it's a pretty good film. I like it. It's a nice little 80s feel-good movie about a guy who's leaving a Midwestern town to go to find his dreams in New York. His uncle owns a company there. His blood uncle owns a Fortune 500 company there. He won't hire him to do an executive job. He hires him, puts him in the mailroom because that's how little he thinks of his family, how little he thinks of anybody who's trying to get a favor off of him. And he tricks his way, Michael J. Fox does, into a position to be an executive, a fake executive, starts a relationship with Helen Slater, and then eventually is found out to be two different people. It's a pretty great film. Not great. Fun film. Enjoyable film. Good film. The theme song to Secret. That's right. Yeah, you remember Streets of Fire, right? Who's Streets of Fire? Dan Harmon, right? I Can Dream About You. I can dream about you. Do you remember that video, the music video? Oh, do you remember? No, wait. In the movie, it's a bunch of white guys, isn't it? Isn't it a white guy? Wait, is it a black? No, it's black guys singing it, but Dan Hartman is a white guy in real life. So Dan Hartman, that's one of those rare moments where you've got the white guys singing the soulful tune that black guys are doing the lip sync to on screen and making it seem like they're the ones singing it. And if you remember Streets of Fire, one of the guys in the quartet is Robert Townsend, of all people. So very interesting. If you haven't watched that music video, that's definitely a march back in time. Ed Gwynn is the guy trying. Yes, Edmund. Yes, Ed Gwynn is the guy. That's right. The guy from the Munsters is the guy trying to take over their company in Secret of My Success. Fred Gwynn, not Ed Gwynn. Ed Gwynn is from the 60s, 50s actor. Fred Gwynn is who you're talking about. He plays Herman Munster in the Munsters, but he was also the judge in My Cousin Vinny, and he plays at the end the guy trying to take over the company for sure. Well, it's his uncle's wife. It's not his blood aunt. It's his blood uncle, but it's not his blood aunt. So I don't think it's incestuous when you sleep with an aunt who's not related to you by blood. So yeah, Dan Hartman is white. Oh yeah, guys, Dan Hartman is white. Do you not know Dan Hartman is white? What is happening here? What am I teaching you, gentlemen and ladies, tonight? Hold on. Got 81 of you watching. Please hit that like button. How do you not know Dan Hartman is white? Hold on. Let's find out. All right. We're going to share the screen again, Cheryl. I apologize. I know you're on your mobile, so I apologize. I'm going to share that audio. 6 seconds. That's all we get. So here we go. No more time. 6 seconds. It's a white guy. Dan Hartman is a white guy, ladies and gentlemen. I know I'm thinking Dan Hartman. Dan Hartman had a number of songs in the 80s. This was just one of them. Great. Now my wife has to put on that. Also, I think there's the scene where they're singing. Hold on. From the movie. Let me make sure I can get to that. I'm gonna get so many strikes on this, ain't I? Fucking hell. All right, let's see here. See, it's black guys doing Dan Hartman's voice. Yeah. I can dream about you. So let me see if I can find a still of the guys. Is that a still of the guys? No, it's not clear enough. There's a still of the guys. Yeah, so do you recognize that guy that is how can I say this? That is the furthest to the, as you're looking at the screen, I think he's the furthest to the left with his leg out like that. That is Agent Johnson from Johnson and Johnson in Die Hard, the original Die Hard. That's the actor who plays him in the original Die Hard. Yeah, I think that's him again. Where is it? I think it's him again somewhere here. Where is he? Oh, well. No, that's a different guy. Yeah, that's a different guy. Yeah, I think he's the lead singer. Yeah, and there's Robert Townsend on the right. I don't know who the guy is on the middle. So there you go. Little walk down memory lane, ladies and gentlemen. I Can Dream About You, Dan Hartman, Streets of Fire soundtrack. Stop screen share before I get in trouble. Joseph Asher says, my dad played that song like it was a Four Top song. Yeah, break it to. I don't want you to break it to him that it's a white guy. Yeah. I don't know what he's going to do, Joseph. So, yeah, Cheryl, I think we're going to get pulled. Yeah, absolutely, Cheryl, absolutely. I have to fight it the whole time. DeMarco Twain says, I'm not sure what that movie is, but I never thought the dude that song was black. Okay, a lot of people did. A lot of people in the 80s thought Dan Hartman was black. And also because, like, in the movie, it's sung by a bunch of black guys. You know, they didn't know. I mean, we didn't have Twitter back then. So, just letting you guys know. Dan Hartman, not Harmon. Hartman. Come on, Simon. Help me out, man. Let's see. My mother, Calvin says, my mother didn't own a TV as a teen. She thought Rod Stewart was black. They finally got a TV and saw him on a talk show. She fainted. That's great. That is so great. Oh my God. Streets of Fire was star-studded. Yeah, Streets of Fire was not a good movie. I agree with you. Yeah, I mean, you did what Streets of Fire is what's his name? The lead guy, Richard Paré. Is it Richard Paré? What's the lead guy's name? I forget. But you've got Diane Lane, you've got Willem Dafoe, Robert Townsend, the dude from Die Hard, like I said. Is it Richard Paré? Is that who it is? The Chappelle skit. Oh, I don't know if Dan Hartman got invited to the cookout. That's a great Michael Paré. That's right, Michael Paré. Yeah. I don't know if Dan Hartman got invited. Wasn't Michael Paré the same guy from Eddie and the Cruisers? Am I wrong on that? You guys are inside my mind now. I did not know we were going to go down this road on the Outlaw Nation show, but I got to tell you, I appreciate it. You guys, I wasn't sure what mood I was in tonight. I'm having a great time. Yeah, Michael Paré is. That's another film that's chock full of people that the Schmodown is not asked about because all these kids are doing questions about films from the 2000s. But yeah, Michael Paré, Tom Berenger is in Streets of Fire, Joe Pantoliano, Ellen Barkin is in Streets of Fire. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people to be asking about for sure. So yeah, just letting you know. There's a lot of people. Martin Davidson directed this. Did he direct anything else after that film? Oh, he did Lords of Flatbush with Stallone. Heart of Dixie. Remember that film with Phoebe Cates? Is that correct? Heart of Dixie. Is that Phoebe Cates? Yes, it is. Ali Sheedy, Virginia Madsen, Phoebe Cates. That was a big, they need me to write the questions in the Schmodown. These kids don't know 80s films. These kids do not know 80s films. Amy Madigan. Yeah. To be fair, I thought the person who sings "What Would You Do for Love," what you won't do, you do for love, was a white guy. Really? I always knew that was a bad guy, a black guy. Diane, well, yeah, might have been Diana's first film. That's for sure. All right, let's see here. Let's keep going with some of these Streamlabs. Yeah, keep sending in your Streamlabs super chats, ladies and gentlemen, as I go along. We're having some fun hanging out for sure. Let's see. Fred Tastic says, "Hey, Roach, I'm afraid it's going to take a loss of life of a professional athlete for other athletes to take this pandemic seriously." No, Fred, it won't. Come on, Fred. People get CTE and they don't take this shit seriously in terms of like getting hit playing football. People they see these veterans hobbling around with their canes and their all this kind of stuff, and they don't take seriously what they do to their bodies. These guys are always getting away with performance enhancing drugs, and they are. And so it's just like, this happens all the time. So if you think a vaccine situation or someone dying from COVID is going to change their minds, we've had well over 600,000 people at least die of COVID. And yet you have NFL players going, you don't put that shit in my body. Kirk Cousins sitting out there saying, you're not going to put that shit in my body. Let's put plastic around everything because my diva ass can't possibly take a vaccine. It's that kind of nonsense that you're going to have to deal with in the NFL. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. 640,000. Sorry, 640,000 people have died. So, it's ridiculous. So, all right, let's move. Let's see. Speaking the truth. Yeah, I know I am. John Speaks. Thank you, John Speaks. Donated. Says, John, did you see that Hot Toys is coming out with the figures for Wenwu and Shang-Chi? No, I did not see that. They look so good. I'm getting both. If you can and feel comfortable, everyone go support and watch Shang-Chi this weekend. I recommend IMAX. Yeah, John Speaks. I agree. I've already spoken on my non-spoiler review how much I enjoyed that movie. The Geek Buddies did their non-spoiler review as well, and we couldn't stop raving about how much we love Shang-Chi, and I can't wait to go see it either this weekend or next weekend with the Lady Outlaw. By the way, for those of you who do listen to the stereo show on the weekends, we are going to do Into the Spider-Verse this week. We're going to skip Shang-Chi until we're going to push it till next week so that there's enough time for everybody to see the movie or have time at least to see the movie. So doing an opening weekend, I think, is a little bit dangerous for us. So we're going to wait a week to do it. So we're going to do Into the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So for those of you who are going to join us this weekend, that's the movie we're going to be talking about. So hopefully you can join us. And a lot of you have. We had such a great time the other day. 3.5 hour show on Spider-Man Far From Home. 3.5 hours, no joke. Incredible messages, very funny questions, thoughts, and comments. So that's why I want to kind of find a way to stream it to YouTube so people can see us and watch. And I can do both. We can listen to people's questions that they're leaving messages on and also read some of the chat messages on YouTube, which would be a lot of fun. All right. John Speaks. I'm going to take a look and see where those are. For the figures for Wenwu Shang-Chi. Doug Developer, what's up, Doug? He says, hello again. Love last week's topic, Thunder, about Brady and Manning. However, do you think, and he's talking about the top 10's Topic Thunder, which is out there on the top 10 YouTube channel for you guys to watch. However, do you think we should grade QB's passing records of today on a curve? I think if 1984 Marino played in today's rules, he would shatter every passing record. Well, you might as well go down the line, though, right? I'm sorry. Because, Doug, you could say that for every generation. Because every generation hones the game to fit their stars, right? So you could say the Bart Starr and Roger Staubach stats should be graded on a curve because the NFL is different from when Y.A. Tittle was quarterbacking, or Norm Stroud, or any of those, or Sammy Ball, slinging Sammy Ball. So, I mean, you can just keep going down the line because they pass new rules. The competition committee does every year that adjusts the game. So you're never going to have a level playing field. Never. So you can't. You just have to take the records as they are. And I think the eye test is also something that people really rely on now more than anything else. Does that quarterback look like he's a great quarterback? And does that quarterback get the job done when called upon? So that's how you judge it, you know? So for me, that's what I look at when I look at stuff like this. So yeah, you would go all the way down the line, man. You really could. And make that decision. Simon Section said here, okay, Simon, it's a super chat, so let me bring it up here. Simon says, what does Simon say? Touch your toes. Simon Section says, Michael Paré, Nancy Allen, the Philadelphia Experiment, enough said. Oh, okay. Was Michael Paré in the Philadelphia Experiment? Isn't that Martin Sheen as well? Let me see here. Is that a sex scene? Is that are you referencing a sexy scene with I mean, almost every film in the 80s, we had to have a sex scene in the 80s. I mean, just no matter what was happening. You got a Navy destroyer that's disappearing during an experiment 40 years into the future. Got to have sex. There's no way out of it. Got to have sex. Got to write it in there somewhere. Michael Paré, Nancy Allen. Yeah, that's right. Philadelphia Experiment. Yeah. Anybody else of note? Stephen Tobolowsky, a young Stephen Tobolowsky in that one. Wow. See, do they ever ask about the Philadelphia Experiment? That was a cult classic when I was a kid. Same director directed Ice Pirates, which a lot of you remember. Mac and Me, Mannequin on the Move, which is the sequel. And nothing else of really note. So there you go. Stephen Raffle. I guess his name is Raphael, whatever. So there you go. All right, see what we've got here. Al Bundy's once scored 14. Yeah, but it was in high school. Come on. The 1980s were about sexy time. That's right. They were about sexy time. Oh, man. There you go. All right, let's see where we at here. We got any more Streamlabs Super Chats? Right now, the answer is no. Oh, we're a little light tonight. Only $29. What am I doing wrong here, ladies and gentlemen? I feel like we're having fun entertainment, going into the 80s, having fun conversations. All right, let's move back to the overall, one of the other topics that we were talking about here. What else have we got that I put on the list for tonight? Oh, the Ted Lasso backlash. Yeah, that's starting to happen. What do you guys think about that? That is starting. 95 you're watching right now. Please hit that like button. What do you guys think about the Ted Lasso backlash that is happening from season 2? I've seen some articles in the Atlantic, in Vanity Fair, in Vox, in Vulture, kind of breaking down the season. Also being mad about a white guy being presented as this kind of guru of how to live your life. You know, you're seeing some pushback from writers of color, from LGBTQ writers, and other people as well, who are saying that he can act the way he acts because he's white and he can get away with it, which I never really thought about, to be honest with you. So I'm not criticizing their criticism. It's making me take a look at it. And I appreciate good criticism, especially criticism that can be backed up with arguments. That is so intriguing. So do I think this season is going along as well as last season? No, there isn't an overall arc that is operating this season. This season's been more about like having some fun with the characters, but they're not doing a lot of character work for the other characters in the show. Yes, we're dealing with Roy and Keeley. We're dealing with Ted. We're dealing with Rebecca. And of course, if you've seen the last episode, that is an interesting twist with Rebecca and who she has been texting with. And then, which I guess they're going to explore next episode. And then you've had stuff with Ted and his ex-wife and their kid, and then Jane and Coach Beard. And then, of course, Nate is being like kind of sent down the wormhole as well. And then Dr. Sharon Fieldstone is maybe starting to finally become something a little more prevalent this season. But we had Danny Rojas at the beginning of the season with that one storyline, and then Danny has essentially been pushed to the sidelines, for lack of a better term, most of the season. Jamie Tart came in as the savior of the team. So as I talk about it, as I think about it, as I'm discussing it right now in my mind, I'm already generating a video in my head that I can make at this point in the season about Ted Lasso, how it's like the characters of color are being somewhat marginalized or pushed to the side for the white leads. And even the situation with Nate, what's going on with Nate, that's a character of color, and they seem to be sending him down a villain path, possibly. And that doesn't feel good. So, yeah, I think there's fair criticism to lob at Ted Lasso for all the conversations about how sweet the first season was. And the first season is incredible. I'll take no arguments about that. But of course, that first season had an overarching storyline of whether Rebecca was going to be found out for what she was doing to Ted. That was the overarching storyline. It was like a sports movie. I had shades of Major League, shades of Rudy, all of that going on in that first season. And you had Roy Kent and his storyline, which has been great to see over both seasons, to be honest with you. Keeley and her stuff with Jamie Tart. But yeah, I mean, I think there's legitimate questions or concerns to be had for Ted Lasso. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how the season goes down. Yeah, we'll see how the season goes down. Tushka says the guy who has panic attacks is a guru on how to live his life. The psychiatrist who's the guru is black. Well, just because you have a panic attack doesn't mean you don't know how to live life, Tushka. That's an incorrect statement. You can have panic attacks, and I have panic attacks, and I think I live a pretty good fucking life. That doesn't mean I don't have, the ability to handle things. So, I think a lot of people have panic attacks who are successful, because once you get to that position, there's so much pressure on you to perform constantly every day, 24/7. So you're going to have moments where you break down. So, let's see. Talk Conan the Barbarian, make money. What? I don't know what that means. All right, let's see what we got here. Quitla M, subscribe. Thank you, Quitla. Appreciate that. Does that get us? I'm trying to get us over 17,900. We're so close right now. I think we're at 17,898, I think is where we're at right now. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I would appreciate you subscribing to the channel. That would be fantastic. So let me see where we did cross 17,900. Thank you so much. We did. To everybody who subscribed over the last couple of hours, I appreciate it. We are at 17,900 exactly. So there you go. All right. Nice. Let's march. Start marching towards 18,000. Get to 18,000. Nice. It would be great. There comes a time on the jewels. See, normal. I love you, Rocha, but disagree. Give me your reasons. Give me your arguments for disagreeing. What are you disagreeing about? So tell me. I'm open to hearing a different point of view always, ladies and gentlemen, always. So yeah, there's been this backlash, and I was looking at some of these. I've had a history of seizures and panic attacks myself, but my comment was more being critical of those that make it sound like Ted Lasso is the guru. Yeah, that's what they've been doing. I mean, so many people are saying, we need to live like Ted Lasso. We need to be like Ted Lasso. We need to blah, 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 blah. And it's like, yeah, but how many of those people actually live like Ted Lasso in their own lives? You know what I'm saying? They're telling everybody else they need to live like Ted Lasso. How many of them are fucking over a coworker or cheating on their husband or wife or or doing bad stuff on the side that they don't want to get found out about. So, everyone's like, oh, we got to be like Ted Lasso, but, let's take a look at your actual life. Are you living like Ted Lasso? That's the question. If you're not living like Ted Lasso, then, what are we talking about? But I think I watched 8 episodes. I'm 8 episodes. I've watched the first 8 episodes because I got access to them from the press. So I think the next 2 episodes are really going to shock some people back into the Ted Lasso camp. Now, that being said, the Christmas episode, a lot of people gave the Christmas episode shit, and I think that was unwarranted. The Christmas episode was much more darker than people think. Ted was watching It's a Wonderful Life, and they purposely showed the scene where he's going to end his life, George Bailey. And Ted had just had that moment with his ex-wife and his kid in the drone, and he was drinking. I think that, and with the history of the panic attacks that we've seen from last season, it's not that much of a jump to think Ted would attempt something or would consider attempting something. Robin Williams, or many people have said that the people who smile the most or seem the most upbeat, seem the most positive, are the people that struggle with suicidal feelings the most sometimes. So that could be a side of this thing. How incredibly insane would it be if they were to make that decision story-wise for Ted Lasso? My God, imagine the backlash, the uproar, the arguments, the fights that would erupt over that decision. It would eclipse the Tony Soprano going black conversation, I think, in my opinion. Going to black frame, going to black screen would eclipse it overall. But yeah, so you're seeing a lot of things happening here. But I thought the Christmas episode, Rebecca was there. She said she had lost herself after the divorce, but she'd been, walking around and giving gifts to kids every year. And some writers went after her and were like, oh, I don't want to see, like Emily Nussbaum went after her and said, oh, I don't want a CEO showing, going around giving presents to kids. It's like, she got the club in the divorce. She didn't buy the club. She got the club in the divorce. So she's not a CEO in the way that you're painting it. And Emily Nussbaum, your dad was one of the top lawyers for the Bill Clinton administration. You're not lacking for money. So for you to be judging and putting the rich person stink on someone is a bit hypocritical, in my opinion. So I do respect Emily Nussbaum. She's won a Pulitzer Prize for criticism in 2016, but I felt like that some of the shots they took at the Christmas episode, I think, were unwarranted. Also, Rebecca, was recovering from a divorce herself. She was there for her friend to help him out through his first Christmas in the divorce. Also, Higgins, right? Higgins had been a bit of a douche when he was working for Rebecca's ex-husband. And he had been there kind of being standoffish, kind of being condescending to the players, not seeing them as human beings. So it wasn't a surprise that players weren't coming to his Christmas dinner every year when he was opening his doors to players who didn't have family in England. The fact that they all showed up this year shows you the Ted Lasso effect, how that's changed him and changed his approach to the world and changed his desire to connect to people. He's been able to go back to who he actually is rather than creating this persona of himself in order to function in a dysfunctional, toxic environment. Trust me, I worked in a toxic environment. I know what it can do to people. I know how it can change you. I know how it can change people's actions and make them do some pretty shitty things to other coworkers and to other people, because this is the environment that the people up top have created. It sucks. It sucks. And so I can understand that with Higgins on so many levels. And then Roy and Keeley, that was a very sweet, them going house to house and whatever. It's all about helping his niece out and making sure, solving the problem. So yeah, can white people go more easily house to house? Yes. But it's the characters. That's the storyline in this show. So I didn't think the Christmas episode was as sweet as some people think, or too saccharine as some people think. It's not bad to have an episode where things are positive, things are happy, things are good. The world is a fucking shit show right now that's on fire. So an occasional episode that makes you believe in the possibility of human beings, that makes you believe in what we can be, I think matters. Are you going to be mad at Coda because it's about a white family who is deaf except for one girl who's talking. And then like there are so many great life lessons in Coda. Do we have to ding that film because it's not about a family of color that is deaf except for one girl who can who isn't deaf? Like you got to understand where the shots are to be taken, in my opinion. And the thing about these are the same characters, the same actors, the same whatever that people loved in the first season. I think some of the backlash is a bit unwarranted. I think some of the criticisms are fair. I don't think the backlash is warranted. There's a difference, right? Criticism, cool. Backlash is about destroying something, eradicating something, and there's no need to eradicate Ted Lasso. Well, are you guys talking about jelly? Are people talking about jelly, peanut butter and jelly? What is going on? Oh my God. What are y'all talking about? Peanut butter and jelly. Are you talking about peanut butter and jelly sandwich? It's ironic. Douglas said it's ironic that Ted Lasso fans are yelling and reprimanding others for not liking Ted Lasso. Yeah, that shouldn't be happening either. Right. But that's the way it is. Isn't like Star Wars fans. It's all about, Star Wars is literally all about redemption, forgiving people, connecting with people who are evil. Yet Star Wars fans are more than willing to fucking whip out the vitriol and set everything on fire within their own community with people who don't believe the way they do. Look at what happened with me. That I made a joke about the Raylo situation. Those people went insane and came after me on Twitter and were calling me all kinds of shit without even knowing who the fuck I am. And they went after me like crazy. And I had to block a bunch of people, I had to mute a bunch of people. It was nuts for making a simple joke about Adam Driver's pecs. People went just insane as if I was personally attacking them. So, that was my first taste of what madness the Star Wars fandom can be, for sure. So it's no surprise that of the hypocrisy of these people who are Ted Lasso fans getting upset at other people who don't like Ted Lasso. I think it's always good to hear criticism. It makes you question it. And if nothing else, which is good because you can take a look at it, but you can also go through the questions, come out the other side, and be even more of a fan, even more adamant in your devotion to the show. Because if you can handle criticism, counter the criticism in a way that's logical and makes sense, then that makes your fandom and your dedication to the show or a movie or anything even more rock solid, because you've taken the hits, you've heard the hits, and you've turned back some of the shots that were fired at you, like Neo stopping those bullets, because you understand how to counter that criticism in an intelligent and thoughtful way. So, yeah, I've never understood people who can't handle criticism of movies or TV or any of that. Because, first of all, it's all fucking fake. It's not real. None of these characters are real. Star Wars is not fucking real. Star Trek's not fucking real. Batman's not fucking, none of this shit's real. So, having conversations about that, that's why I always approach a lot of these properties from a philosophical point of view. That's how you hook me. Is your philosophy interesting? Now, Transformers is a guilty pleasure. That's something else completely. But everything else, mostly everything else, is about, what are your philosophical concepts that your franchise, your property is pushing? And so I think it's always good to have criticism. It's important. You don't want to have angry, toxic criticism, but constructive criticism, I think, is never a negative, for God's sakes. Most of us learn and grow from constructive criticism. Let's see here. Star Wars is a documentary. Yeah. Driver's pecs are real. Who said driver's pecs weren't real? Who says driver's pecs are real? Yeah, yes. It's true. All of it. Now cash my check. Oh yeah, Star Trek's not real. You take that back. It's not real. None of this shit's real. None of this shit's real. Oh, man, people get so crazy. Christine. Hi, Christine. She says, hi, John. I have been enjoying Ted Lasso this season, but then again, a lot of it has to do with my newfound love for Brett Goldstein. Anyway, loving the show tonight. Thank you, Christine. And totally understandable. I love Brett Goldstein. This house loves Brett Goldstein. If you want to get more Brett Goldstein, you should watch the show Uncle that I think is on Hulu. It's him. He plays the boyfriend of this girl who is the ex-girlfriend of the main guy in the show Uncle. Daisy Haggard from Episodes and from Breeders. She's in the show as well, playing the sister of the guy who is the main character of the show. So it's a pretty good show rather. It went for 3 seasons, a British show. fantastic show to enjoy. Brett Goldstein is hilarious. He's like a rocker who doesn't talk that much, but has this kind of like a little bit of the Roy Keane approach to it for sure. And he's intimidating as hell. So Goldstein's great. And I have to listen to his podcast at some point about movies for sure. Let's see. I forgot to add. Have you checked out Brett's film podcast? Yeah, right. Yeah, that's right. Yes, I just mentioned it, Christine. Yes, films to be buried with. I really want to get him on the Outlaw Nation show one day and have him like interview him. But now he's so big with Ted Lasso, it's kind of impossible to get anybody if you don't have like 100,000 subscribers on your. I tried this season 2. I shook Apple TV. I reached out to people. They didn't offer me anybody. I even know Brendan Hunt personally and couldn't get in. So it's just the game. Sometimes you got to get bigger. That's why we're trying to get all the subscribers that we can. That's why we're trying to build up the channel, because when you come with that guy, I mean, look at Real Rejects, almost 1 million subscribers, and they've gotten themselves into a position where they're interviewing Margot Robbie, for the love of God. So it's just like those kinds of things are possible once you have enough of a following. So yeah, we shall see in time. All right. Thanks, Joseph. Go eat dinner. Enjoy yourselves. Have a good time. Let's see if there's anybody else leaving anything right now. All right, we got about 15 minutes left in the show. So if you have any questions, thoughts, or comments that you want to leave, or you want to have me talk about, please feel free to do that now. And we've got 94 likes. So if you haven't left a like, please get us over 100 likes before we end the show. I'd really appreciate it. I'd be a big fan of it if you did that for us. It'd be really great. Okay. What else do we have on the call list? What else did I tweet about that I was going to talk about? I want to make sure, because I don't have Sean here to keep me on track. Usually he keeps me on track to let me know what I have and haven't talked about. So DC Fandome, we talked about the James Bond show. Yeah, Ed Asner, Ted Lasso. All right. We talked about everything, man. We talked about everything that we're supposed to talk about on this. So, oh, wow. So what do you guys want to talk about? We got about 15 minutes left in the show. Talk to me. What do you guys want to talk about? Have you started writing that comic book yet, Rocha? No, I haven't, but I've started to think about a couple of shows. I don't even know how I would start writing a show. How do you start writing a show? I'm sure there's a YouTube video about how to write a show, right? How to write it. Because I want to write a sci-fi show with a Latino lead, a science fiction show in the future. I don't mean, Rogue One or anything like that. I mean like a real science fiction show. So it's new and interesting and a Latino lead. We're starting to pop up more and more now Andor's part of Star Wars. It doesn't count. Completely separate. Look, I'm not saying it doesn't count that he's the lead. It does count. I'm saying I want a completely new franchise started from scratch where a Latino is the lead in the future, in the sci-fi future. That's what I want to see. So I would like to explore that for sure. Ask your pal, Mark. I don't know what that means. Yes, Kevin Merton says, have you seen the Malice at the Palace doc on Netflix? Yes, I have. Untold. The Malice at the Palace doc is incredible. If you guys haven't seen that and you don't even have to be a sports fan. Like my girlfriend's not a sports fan, but she heard about that Malice at the Palace. She watched the last 30 minutes of the documentary. She enjoyed it. So even if you're not a sports fan, it's still something to enjoy in terms of the humans that were involved in that situation, what all the drama that went down both before that game and after that game and the subsequent years. And they interview a lot of the players now about what happened back then and their points of views and all of that. Ron Artest is a really interesting interview in that documentary. Steven Jackson, I developed a whole new affection for Steven Jackson as a person off of that documentary. Ben Wallace is in the documentary. Reggie Miller is in the documentary. A number of people are in the documentary talking currently about what happened back then and all the drama. So definitely something that you guys should watch. Mild-mannered comic nerd, he said, just want to say you and Matt Nost are amazing. I enjoyed you guys for so long now, and you both are great. I've been on so many road trips, and you guys have been the best thing to listen to for a while. Oh, thanks. That's very kind, mild-mannered comic nerd. I appreciate it, brother. You've been very kind to stay a fan with us. We've been so crazy making it all happen with the top 10 every week, 2 shows every week, sometimes 3 when we do Golden Ticket. We've been dedicated to staying on track with that show. So, I appreciate you being a lifelong fan of our show and taking us with you wherever you go. We love doing it. So we love that people go along with us as well. Let's see. JMB says, start with an outline story, flesh out like a novel, then pare down the unnecessary stuff. What are you guessing? Are you guessing? Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes, All the Smoke. Oh, I should listen to that one. I should sign up for that one. That's for sure. I should sign up for that one. Maria says she's never seen the top 10. Maria, we're on YouTube every week. I don't know. We're on YouTube on camera every week. The top 10 YouTube channel. It is there for you to watch. All our episodes are on screen. We record everything on screen. Me and Matt doing it there. So if you haven't watched it, go to just type in top 10 Rocha and Nost, and I guarantee it'll come up our playlist. You can see all the stuff we've been doing if you feel like it, for sure. And of course, it's on the podcast feed as well, because we just take the audio, put it onto the podcast feed for people to enjoy and listen to. Whew. Oh, I see. Mark has written or tried to write for serial shows as well as movies. Maybe. I haven't heard from Mark in such a long time. I don't know. I'd feel weird kind of reaching out to him, to be honest with you. I think some things I don't want to get too deep into it, but some things are going down, and I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And I think people are talking some mess about me, and there's certain reasons why people just, for whatever reason, they've got a bug up their ass about me, and they pollute other people around them about me. And it's a shame. It's a shame, because I'm just living my life, building my channel, creating content, trying really hard not to offend anyone or piss anyone off that I know as a friend. But there are just some people who don't like you for whatever reason. They just don't like you. And they're going to pollute other people to not like you as well by constantly saying stuff about you negatively that eventually works on those people. And then those people don't invite you on their shows and don't want to have you on their shows. So it hurts. It's disappointing and it hurts, but what can you do? I'm not going to change who I am. And I've heard from a number of people that there are other people in the Schmodown who have been, upset by some of the things I've said, yet none of them have reached out to me to have a conversation like mature adults do. They want to sit around and complain about it, but they don't have the nuts or the guts to say like, hey man, could you not say this? Or I didn't appreciate that you said this or that. Like, it really hurt my feelings. Let me know. Since when have I been an unapproachable person when it comes to things like that? I've never radiated that. Scott Mance once came up to me in the middle of our tirades back and forth, and he said to me, hey bro, we're at the beginning. He said, could you not mention my wife? And I was like, absolutely. And I never mentioned his wife again. So, I have a track record of when it comes to stuff like that in the Schmodown, that if people are offended by something, they can always come to me and talk to me about it. Now, if they want to sit around and complain about it and use that as fuel for themselves, for their own agenda or their own whatever you want to call it, then I feel sorry for them, because, mature people handle things. Mature people reach out to other people, say, hey, I was hurt by something you said, or, hey, I didn't appreciate you saying that. Can we talk about it? And from what I understand, some of these people have been offended about a couple things, and other people who've been offended by other people that I know have been offered sit downs and they've refused the sit downs, which says to me that they're using these situations for their own purposes, for their own issues, for their own reasons. And that just leaves a really, really bad taste in my mouth. And I'm surprised. I'm really surprised by some of these actions. So, it's just a fucking movie. You're just answering movie trivia questions, man. It's not that big of a deal. I don't know. As people take it. I know. I know I'm one of those people who's like, you took it seriously all the time, Rook. Yeah, I did when we were playing, but off camera, only a couple of times did shit actually get real. You know what I'm saying? Like the first few stages of the Action Army stuff with me and Matt, that certainly was real. The heat was real between the four of us, from what I remember, and then kind of cooled off and what have you. So it's happened, but it's really rare, because I'm always like checking in with people, and if they got an issue, I'm always open to them reaching out, especially if they have my fucking number, reaching out and saying, hey, I didn't appreciate that, or didn't appreciate that, or this, always open to hearing from them. So when they don't, and I hear about it behind the scenes from numerous people that they're talking shit about me or talking or hurt by something I said, but don't have the maturity to reach out so we can have a conversation about it, then, I don't know what to do with that, to be honest with you. And I would feel weird reaching out to them like, hey, I heard you were upset about this, that kind of puts them on the spot. So it's unfortunate, but that's life sometimes. And especially an opinionated, big energy person like me sometimes is going to inadvertently step on toes or inadvertently say things that people might find offensive or hurt some people, but it's never my intention in real life, unless you actually try to hurt me or fuck me over. It's not my intention to hurt you or mess with you. I do ball bust. I'm an East Coast boy. So sometimes I will, maybe make a joke that's a bit beyond the line for you. And all you ever have to do is say, hey, that bothered me, or I didn't like that, or whatever. And I'm always down to listen. But I also think some people behind the scenes have been twisting some stuff as well and lying and manipulating things for their own financial purposes. And that doesn't make me feel good either. So, it's a weird situation all over the place. You just got to just live right by yourself and, do right by you and have confidence that you are walking the right path. And you all joining me to do the stuff that I do, you all watching my content lets me know that I'm doing the right thing and I'm walking the right path. And these kind of open dialogues, open conversations about life, vulnerable stuff, mental health stuff, dating stuff like last week, stuff like this, where, people are, you have people you thought were your friends kind of talking shit about you. This is life. We all deal with that. I think we all go through that. It sucks. It's the worst, but what can you do? You can only be true to you. And if those people don't want to be around you, don't want to be your friends, don't want to invite you on their shows or on their channels, so what? You just move on and keep going with life. That's the game. My eye is on bigger prizes, and that's where I'm going. And I hope every day I'm building towards that, and I've got an incredible woman by my side who makes sure to call me out on my shit and make sure to let me know when I'm doing good and when I'm doing wrong. And I appreciate that. And you all do the same thing. I love you all in the Outlaw Nation very much. And I appreciate you all watching my content, supporting the things that I do. It means the world. So, let's hit some last questions before we wrap up. Simon's section says, what if the MCU does a live action Captain Carter in whatever medium? She would be bigger, however. Do you think the technology involved would be the same they use for She-Hulk, or will they do it old school movie magic style? Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, they did it because Chris Evans was actually that big. So they reduced Chris Evans into that CGI situation. So with Peggy, I suppose they could do some kind of adjustments to her. I don't know if they would, though. It seems weird. Maybe they do that, like you said, the old school movie magic style, because Haley Atwell is a pretty strong woman, so they could certainly work with that and make it look a certain way. Maybe adjust some angles, camera angles, whatever. That's certainly possible. Remember in the Green Mile, John Coffey, the Michael Clark Duncan character, they would dig a ditch next to him that Tom Hanks would walk in. So it looked like there was this height disparity between the two. So Hanks would walk in the ditch next to Michael Clark Duncan, which was really cool. So yeah, old school movie magic. That's always possible, man. Let's see. Who else have we got here? A lot of people leaving messages. Thank you very much. Space Window says, dang, miss you on SEN, man. You were the best host. Oh, thanks, Space. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was nice. I miss that crew. I miss Brett. I miss Kate. I miss Steph. Miss Winston, doing stuff with the Winston. I miss Ben Goddard. Ben's always fun. He's very kind to come on my game time shows when he can. Ben's killing it on Twitch. He's hosting over there now and doing his thing. So yeah. And whenever I'd host with the Roxy, it was always fun to hang out with Roxy. So yeah, I missed a lot of those people over there, but you walk your path, man. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you, being not hosting those shows has been nice to kind of open up my schedule to do my thing, spend time thinking, meditating, reading, working out, riding my bike, spending more time with my girlfriend. All those things are positives in the direction of where I'm going. So I have missed it. Don't get me wrong. And I've thought about launching a morning show from 9 to noon every day. Just if I could find the right female host and then the right host, another host of color, I think it could be a lot of fun. I honestly think if I could find those hosts and they know all about what's going on in the world of entertainment, gossip, maybe a little sports, a little politics, all of it, like a morning show, I think would be awesome. I think it would sell like crazy. I think we'd kill it. to be honest with you. But I'd have to find the right people. But yeah, I've thought about it definitely very much. Like I've been thinking about Outlaw Nation 4 to 7 every night. I've been thinking about that as well. My ideal would be 7 to 10 every night, but of course I can't because I've got my lady, got to spend time with my lady. But 4 to 7 would be a possibility every night. And I would just fold in Jedi Way, fold in, maybe if we do a late night Geek Buddies, fold in those kinds of things into the show. So we shall see. We shall see. SoShot1999 says, what's the film that means the most to you? And what's the film you most relate to? Two of these questions are from Brett Goldstein's podcast. Love you, John. Thank you, Sosha. What's the film that means the most to you? Wow. Whew, that is tough. Wow. Means the most to you. I think maybe it is. That's tough. It's either Citizen Kane or Seven Samurai for two completely different reasons, right? Citizen Kane is the one that kind of woke me up to the idea of loving film. And so whenever I see it, I'm always brought back to that being that teenager on the couch sick watching Citizen Kane for the first time on VHS. But Seven Samurai is like, that film just has everything and connects to me on so many levels. So yeah. And the film I most relate to, probably another tie, probably La Bamba and Top Gun. You know, those are the films. I mean, the idea of being a Latino who wants to achieve his dreams, who wants to chase his dreams, and leaving and coming from not so rich background. So yeah, certainly that with La Bamba, absolutely. But Top Gun is like, there's so much about that film that just is at a formative time in my life. When I saw that movie, I was discovering, my attraction to women and discovering kissing girls and dating and what the idea of being cool might be like for a tubby nerd like me at the time. But also the connection between Goose and Maverick, having that best friend that is there for you and understands you no matter what. Just means a lot. And then the way, the tragic twist in the movie has always stayed with me. So, and that soundtrack, so there's something about Top Gun. That's the film I most relate to, that idea of camaraderie amongst a buddy, but also overcoming stuff, right? I mean, Maverick overcomes his past, overcomes the influences of his father in his life. He overcomes that kind of stuff to become his own man. So there's a lot of connections for me. That's for sure. Yeah. Space Window says, yeah, all these things. People complain, mostly want other people to give them sympathy, in my experience. Yeah, that's a great point, Fredtastic. Yeah, great point. A PB&J conversation. Yes. Haskell giving me some great advice on writing some stuff. Write a treatment for each character. This is Charlie Ucorn, and after 4 to 5, you can start to blend them together. That makes sense. John Light 45 for life says, hey, John, would you rather watch a movie TV show with bad acting or bad editing? Ooh. You know what? If it's got good acting, no, it's not true. No, I don't know. That's tough. Maybe good acting, but bad editing, because at least I have something to look forward to. With bad acting, even if the editing is good, it just means I'm being transitioned really well into another shitty scene. So so to me, I think the good acting is at least something I can look forward to for sure. I seem to recall Alex Shawshank saying she'd bought into the Action Army Rocha hate until she actually met you. Yeah, that's what happens. For all the supposed positivity, I've heard from quite a few people that some of those generals over there say some pretty terrible shit about me and some pretty personal attacks. And so when they talk about themselves being inclusive and respectful and accepting of everyone, it's not really 100% true. And certainly with that fiasco that happened behind the scenes a few weeks ago, that was really one of the most offensive things I ever had to navigate on so many levels. And it came from someone from that crew and one of the generals from that crew. And I was like, it's just so small potato. The fact that I have to even remotely deal with that or deign to deal with that is just so incredibly, frustrating. But anyway, I'll say my piece when it's time. That's all I'll say for right now. But yes, I don't, people usually when they get to know me don't have those issues. So, yeah, I love Emma Fife. Yeah, I love Emma Fife too. Emma Fife is fantastic. Emma Fife is awesome. Just pick one that makes you feel the most, Rocha. All right, fine. I'm sorry. Let's see. Old school. I think Emma just took up a pretty beefy full-time job recently. And as much as I like her too, I bet her time is getting it. It is. That's why and plus the COVID situation that kind of hit her as a 1-2. So it's been tough to get her get her back to do the reviews. So hopefully she'll do the What If review this week. We'll see if we can swing it with her. But if not, we may just have to roll with the three of us for the rest of the run. We tried to get Laura on, but Laura was she's been recovering from some surgery, so we couldn't get Laura on the show, but we're trying. So let's see. 5 sections. Forgive me, Mr. Rocha, if I'm an Iron Eagle man myself. One Vision. Yeah, why should you be forgiven? That film is awesome too. Jason Gedrick, Louis Gossett Jr. That's an awesome thing in the world. I love it. The movie Unforgiven speaks to me. Yeah, oh shit. Maybe that's my answer. You know what, Charlie? Charlie, you may have just given me my answer. That is the one movie I relate to the most. Yes. Unforgiven. Absolutely, Charlie. Just gave me my answer. Absolutely. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. All right. So let's see. We got some Streamlabs that roll through. Let me finish those out and then we'll end the show here. Fredtastic. Oh, yeah. Christine. Okay. So Fredtastic says, I watched the Bob Ross documentary. I didn't realize the people he got involved with. Thanks for your time, Rocha. Always a pleasure. Fred, that's an awesome show. Awesome documentary. My girlfriend and I watched it the other day. Woo, man. Do not buy anything from Bob Ross Incorporated. Don't. And they've come out and they've said all this stuff about, they signed away their rights. Who gives a fuck if they signed away their rights? You still owe money to the son of Bob Ross. And if you're not going to give him some cut of the profits, he is the son of the man who was the fucking reason you made any money, you jokes. So the fact that your daughter is running the company now and made money off you fools and is making money off you fools is ridiculous. While Bob Ross's son is living, in squalor a little bit. It's ridiculous that you don't take care. If you supposedly cared about this guy, the fact that you won't take care of his son and give him a cut of the profits just for being his son is fucking ridiculous. This is what you hate rich people because how much money do you fucking need that you can't do what's right by people? And so when you watch that documentary, that couple is just a terrible couple. I don't give a shit what their company says. I'm never buying a Bob Ross paints, never buying a Bob Ross shirt, never buying anything. As much as I love Bob Ross, I'm not buying a thing because it goes right into their pocket to those people until they do right by the son of Bob Ross, because they did a nefarious deal by signing a thing with the uncle unbeknownst to the son, because they knew what they were doing. They were trying to steal money and set themselves up off the work of a person on camera. I don't give a fuck what kind of work you do behind the scenes to set up a show. If the host isn't great, if the host isn't who people come back to every week, then it doesn't matter a goddamn thing what you did. So Bob Ross is really the point person on that. You're the production team. That's how it works. All right. And I think to me, when you look at that documentary, you see that those people just, they screwed him over big time. They screwed his family over big time. And it's pretty hard stuff to watch. And they issued a statement. Fuck their statement. They know what they did. Justin Toner says, I almost forgot I enjoyed the live Cinephiles Sunday night. Listened to it on my drive home from visiting my parents. Yeah, Joe Mantegna was awesome and loved hearing the stories about making Steve's films. I see you also did Space Seed on Enterprise Incidents too. Yeah, that's out. Steve and Scott rather invited me to be on Enterprise Incidents and talk about Space Seed because we did Wrath of Khan on the Cinephiles. And yeah, Joe Mantegna stopped in for about 20 minutes for that live episode of the Cinephiles. That's on the Cinephiles YouTube channel. It's about an hour in. We talked to Joe for about 20 minutes about his work on Steve's film, The Assistants. So yeah, he was really great. I mean, he loves the Morrises, which is why he makes the time to come on and talk about the film. He doesn't have to. That film is 12 years old. He does not have to make the time to talk about a small independent film that didn't do that well financially, but he makes the time because he really is a fan of the Morrises. Matthew Hannon says, just wanted to put it out there. If anyone's into soundtracks and film score, La La Land Records just released a remastered Star Trek II Wrath of Khan by James Horner. I'm listening now, and it's fantastic. If you don't know James Horner, he's incredible. Matthew, I'm not going to lie to you. I was watching the last 30 minutes of Wrath of Khan before I started the show today. I literally went from Matrix Revolutions for about 20 minutes, the last 30 minutes of Wrath of Khan, then about 10 minutes of Blade Runner 2049 before I got on here to do the show. So if there's a new reissue, I hope it's on vinyl. If a remastered version is on vinyl, I'm going to buy that shit tonight, man. Tushka Production says, Rocha, are you taking Google requests? If so, Google Colin Farrell Penguin. You can't tell me that motherfucker doesn't look like Belichick. He doesn't look like Belichick. Belichick doesn't have an angular nose, Tushka. He doesn't have a nose like this. It's more of a, kind of a pushy nose. Plus, Belichick is diminutive, man. Colin Farrell looks bigger as Penguin. No, it's not the same thing at all. You're so angry, man. You're so angry at those Patriots. Soulshine1999 says, what's the film? Okay, he asked me that already. Wayne Edwards says, what's up, Rocha? I missed most of the show. Oh, sorry. I wanted to offer support. Thank you, Wayne. I listened to the top 10 today, movies where the villain wins. Yeah, it was one of the best ever. You and Matt killed it. And thanks to the guy that had the idea for the list, you rock. Thank you so much, Wayne. I appreciate that very, very much. And thank you for the support. Thank you so much, dude. And yeah, we had a great time doing that episode. We're still doing it, top 10, Matt and I. We're still having fun. And yes, Maria, it is good. Go back and listen to us from the beginning. We will absolutely make you laugh your socks off. We find new ways to kind of do episodes. I think people are kind of a little tired of the list. So we find new ways to get into the lists, and we find new and interesting lists to do. So it's fun. I think the show has gotten a new life over the last couple of months or few months. And Matt and I are back to really enjoying it, enjoying each other's company, enjoying doing the show. So it's a lot of fun. And yeah, that episode, it dropped today. It's on there wherever you download the podcasts, just go look for the top 10 Rocha Nost. It should come up. Or go to YouTube and type in the top 10 Rocha Nost. It should come up there as well. And yeah, we did top 10 movies where the villain wins. A lot of choices, by the way. I thought we'd be struggling to get to 10. There was a lot of choices. I had at least 20 possibilities on my list before I pared it down to 10. So a lot of fun. We'll be recording our next show on Thursday. So that'd be cool. All right. Thank you all so much. Let's wrap it up there. No more Streamlabs or Super Chat. So please make sure you give me a like here. And if you weren't able to send any Streamlabs Super Chats, make sure you hit like on this video. If you're watching later, leave a comment on this video as well. And remember, you can send Streamlabs anytime. They don't have to be while we're doing the show. And I'm always open. If you put your Twitter handle in the Streamlabs, I can respond to you on Twitter. I will actually take a picture of your Streamlab without the amount so that I respect your privacy and put an answer to your Streamlabs question on Twitter. I'm always willing to do that. I think at the $5 and above level, not the $1 stuff, the $5 and above, I will absolutely put your answer on Twitter. So just a little heads up, if you ever think about leaving Streamlabs questions for me and think they won't get to me, they will. I always check them to make sure we've got anything coming on as well. Also, please remember to share this video on your social media. When you share this video, you tell people who respect your opinion that you like this content, you like what I'm doing here on the Outlaw Nation channel. So they might want to take a chance on the Outlaw Nation channel and join us and get us closer to 18,000 subscribers. And that's the next thing. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure you subscribe to the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button so you know we're dropping all the new content we do here on the Outlaw Nation channel. And again, if you want to follow me on Twitch or subscribe to me on Twitch, the Outlaw Nation, all one word there on Twitch, and on Patreon, patreon.com/John Rocha, all the multiple tiers that are coming out. I'm going to be issuing a statement tomorrow. And now that we're starting the new month with the new tiers, big shout out to Maria and Sean who helped me work on those tiers. So we're going to announce those tiers and then put them in motion sometime soon and grandfather in people who are already patrons of the Outlaw Nation, and then hopefully garner more patrons to come in and fill up those tiers and get those benefits and be very positive. I know I've kind of been the last couple of weeks been dropping the ball a little bit on the patron side of things, but it's just been crazy, and I've been dealing with some old mental health issues that have popped up for me, and I'm navigating them as best I can. And so I'm sorry if some of you feel I've let you down or disappointed you on the patron side of things. I apologize, but I'm doing the best I can, and I'll be back up a little more 100% in no time for sure. But definitely, this is going to be a fun next step for the Patreon. I'll be focusing more and more on doing stuff for them. So come be a part of it. If you've been hesitating or not sure, trust me, you'll get your money's worth when you come join us. All right. I think that's it. Is that it? I think that's it. I think that's everything. All right. Well, let me end the show like I end every show. Whatever you need to do to get through the next second, next minute, next hour, next day, next week, next month, next year. I want you to do that. You never know what's waiting for you on the other side. It just might surprise you. Lord knows it surprised me, and it keeps surprising me every day. So just letting you know, that's something that you can do for yourself. Find your way to put that one toe, not even the 1 foot, one toe in front of the other to get yourself moving forward. Find that way. It doesn't matter. It could be a pinky toe, but at least it's progress. At least it's moving forward. And do yourself a favor. Treat yourself like you would treat your best friend. If you make a mistake, don't berate yourself. Learn to talk to yourself like you talk to your best friend. If your best friend had made a mistake, would you call him a fucking idiot? Or would you say to him, it's totally cool, man. It's all right. Just fix it. We'll move forward. No big deal. Learn to love you. That's the dialogue that you can institute. That's the work you can do yourself to instill that kind of conversation with yourself. And I know some of you are like, well, if I do that, I'll become lax. No, you won't. You'll always have that discipline to do things. So if you make a mistake, just treat yourself like you would treat your best friend. And you'll be surprised how much more relaxed that'll instinctively make you become. And as you practice it more, you'll find more peace. You won't be as stressed. You won't be as down on yourself. You won't be lost in mental health spirals. It's a lesson I need to learn all the time. My father was really hard on me because he wanted me to succeed in this world. And sometimes his narratives come back into my head from the negative side, and I have to navigate them and negotiate them. And so I'm telling you all, it's really important to remember to do that. Even me telling you this, I know I have to do it myself sometimes. I have to navigate myself out of those places when I put myself in those places. So it's important to learn how to do that for yourself. You know, I love you. We love you here in the Outlaw Nation, and we want you to keep going and hang out with us and keep building and seeing this nation grow, because you all will have one brick in this entire foundation of the Outlaw Nation Show, or Outlaw Nation channel, as we build it. So just want to let you guys know that. I love you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and being with me tonight, and appreciate it. And please remember to hit that like if you haven't hit that like button yet as we're ending the show. And be well. And I hope Sean Barreto is enjoying the Yankees game. For once, I'm accusing him of going of watching the Yankees game, and he's actually watching the Yankees game. So shout out to Sean, a much deserved night off from hanging out and producing the show. I appreciate it, man. Thanks to Cheryl, who was in the chat. Thanks to all you guys who are hanging out. And don't forget, tomorrow night is the on-camera hangout for the Outlaw Nation Patreon. For the $10 and above patrons, get to hang out on camera on Zoom. I'll be putting the link up early in the morning for you all so you can prepare for it. 6 to 7:30, I think we're doing that. So, all right, much love to you. Talk to you soon. Take care of yourselves. Be well. And remember to go out there and shock the world. Yeah, that's it. That's what I got for you. Love. Peace.